triangles for us this morning, amongst other things. Now, if you're going to have a triangle, then you need two contrasting fabrics. So we have got all sorts for you today. But let's have a look at everything that we've got coming up today. So it is our Quilting Academy, 8 a.m. half square triangles. Oh yes. Then at 9 o'clock, Tash's Stash. We've got some brand new fabrics for you today. Whoop whoop. 10 o'clock, we have got for you Quilting in Technicolour. Well, every colour under the sun, pretty much. And then at 11 o'clock, beautiful bundles. They are indeed beautiful. And I might show you how to make the world's quickest bag, ... ever. Yes. So that's what we've got coming up today on Sewing Quarter. Let's have a look then at these lovely contrasting fabrics. That's the key, isn't it, to your triangle. So I'm going to start here with the sort of duck eggy, tealy, bluey colours. What have we called them? Oh, we've called it blue. There we go. Well, there you go. Half a metre of each, sort of a tealy blue, but they work. That's all you need to know. Under a tenner, £9.95 for your metre of fabric there. Not just a metre, because look what you also get, thread. Ta-da! That's a bargain, isn't it? Isn't it lovely? And hard work's done for you. The colour matching is done for you. Works an absolute treat. And thread. Woohoo! Treat yourself. Let's go red and vanilla. So what you're getting in each of these bundles is one plain fabric, and then you're getting one of our linear. So the linear has got a texture printed on. So this is the vanilla here, which you can't really see the texture on. I'll show you that on another bundle, but it is in there. It's just difficult to see under the lights. It's a printed on texture. It's not linen. It's a printed on texture there, and you get your thread to match. All under a tenner, £9.95. Woohoo! Oh, now I can show you this on this one. So this is your purple and your pink. But yes, there. That, mate. There you go. Can you see that there? Oh, producer Hannah used to have a bedroom in these colours. Nice. Early 2000. And they're yes. I don't think these colours will ever go out of fashion because they're bright and vibrant and colourful and really very pretty. £9.95 there, KIGC 38. Jane's giggling. Now, blue and yellow, they always go together, don't they? And look at that lovely texture again. You can really see the texture on that one. And then you've got your yellow going with that. And then your thread. Woohoo, to match. All in there, again, £9.95. This is imaginatively called blue and yellow. So, oh, good point there. So producer Hannah says, and she knows, that this one, the linear fabric, is a great blender fabric. So where you don't want just a plain, but you don't want too heavy a pattern, or you don't want, sort of a floral, this one just fills that slot. That's £9.95. And then the last one, grey and yellow, that timeless classic. What are we calling it? Grey and mustard, maybe? Mustard and grey, other way round. Oh, same difference. But here we go. This is your mustard. And that's your grey. There you go. These are the colours of Hannah's house. Although, Hannah, we did discover this morning that actually you have coordinated your house to match your budgie. £9.95, BNGC 82. I'd just like to say that she did decorate her house before she got the budgie. Beautiful. And your thread. Don't forget your thread. Not that one. The grey one. There we go. So they are your bundles. All 5 of them there. Which to go for, who knows? Maybe you are just increasing your stash. Maybe you want to make something fabulously contrasted. Let's see what we're going to do with them today. Right, over to you, Jane. Hello, by the way.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
No, we do 2 here. Very continental.
Yes, lovely.
Yes. Now,
I'm going to do half square triangles today.
These are classic, aren't they?
Yes, and they're a good staple in most blocks.
Yes.
You'll probably find most blocks have got a half square triangle in them somewhere.
Perfect. So here we go. We've got... the thing is, contrasts really show up your work, don't they? But if you're going for a contrast, try and be accurate with it, because otherwise it's going to highlight mistakes.
Yeah. And you want a nice pale... If it's a background, a pale colour, and then that shows up your triangle nicely. Good contrast, gives you nice definition for your triangles.
Grey very in this year.
Yeah.
And last year. Actually, the year before. A winner.
It seems to be a lot for babies, actually, at the moment. Nurseries are going for grey.
Yes.
I have a lot of the ladies coming in asking for greys for their nurseries, particularly if they don't know what the baby's going to be.
Yeah, if you're not sure on flavour, then go for your... And yellow and grey is always good. Yellow's always good for not knowing. And also, I think if you're making for a baby, especially if it's a first child and you don't know if they're going to go on and have others, then actually making non-gender specific... then that's a good way to go. My brother's just had a new kitchen in grey. It's very, very in. Very in. So, what do we do with these? How do we make these?
I make them with 2 squares.
Okay.
I start with 2 squares. Makes 2 half-square triangles up in one go, which saves a little bit of time. It also eliminates that problem with bias. It's if you cut your triangles into triangular shapes and then sew them back together, you're working on a bias which can stretch and in bananas a bit, and then when you come in to join them together you get a little bit of not quite going together. These
are mistakes I have made. So they are your beginner quilters sort of mistakes.
Yeah.
Stretching fabric, just sometimes it's not even on my radar to think about something being cut on a bias. Of course your 45-degree angle is a bias, and so you do have that stretch, but as you say, this eliminates it. What do we do?
We start off with 2 squares. Now, when you're doing half-square triangles, working with inches, as we always do with patchwork and quilting, you want to have your square 7/8 of an inch larger than your finished size, which 7/8 of an inch confuses people sometimes. But what I always say to my ladies at the shop, if you go to the next inch up and then just come back one of the notches on your ruler, because the rulers are always divided up into 1/8 of an inch.
Right.
So it's go up to the next inch, as in this case.
And we're looking at the black wiggly line in this case, aren't we?
This is the inch line here. And then we're just coming back 1 notch.
Okay.
Which is the 8th notch.
This is our 7/4 ruler. It's a great one for highlighting these with the incredibly bright yellowy greeny colour on here, and the black. It really does show up. So it's
really easy to use because you can really see the lines on the fabric. I tend to cut with the ruler rather than with the mat. I use the lines on the ruler rather than the lines on the mat, and I think it doesn't matter which way round you do it, but be consistent. It's a bit like when you do your recipes and you use ounces or grams. Right. Always use the same. So if you're going to cut with your ruler, always cut with the ruler.
Just shake a bit in, girl, myself. Whacking an egg, done.
Yeah. So we are going to work, this block ends up at 4.5 inches. So it's going to be
4 inch finished.
4 inch finished.
Yes, I'm learning.
So we've cut these squares at 4 7/8.
Okay.
We're going to, on the lighter fabric, I always mark on the lighter fabric. It's, again, no right or wrong. If you prefer to mark on the darker, it just shows up better on the lighter.
I think the thing is, with these fabrics, you've got the linear which has the pattern on. So as long as that's facing towards you, then if you're using your plain fabric, there's no right or wrong way around. So you then don't have to worry about, have I got right sides together or anything like that.
That's right.
Every side's the right side with the
plains. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to mark the diagonal on the plain fabric. When I mark on a diagonal, I always start in the middle and work outwards. Again, it's that bias.
Why is that? Just because even over that amount of you can distort?
I mean, these pens are lovely because they're fibre tipped, but some pens are like roller balls, and so initially you might be dragging your pen over your fabric.
Okay.
So it's just a habit I've got into. Start from the middle, mark outwards.
Good tip. A Jane top tip. We like a Jane top tip.
Stop your work. Stop that. So then I'm going to sew 1/4 inch either side. Now on this machine we can move the needle so we know where the 1/4 inch is. If you don't have that facility to move the needle or have a 1/4 inch foot, you can mark the 1/4 inch either side of your initial line.
What I didn't realise with this ruler is that actually the gap between the edge and that lurid yellow there is 1/4 inch.
Yes, it's very handy because it's a nice line to follow.
This ruler has more features than I ever realised.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's almost like we thought about it. £13.95, MDTW 37.
So I'm going to sew either side, 1/4 inch either side of this line.
Excellent. Okay.
Which is going to make amazing television.
Well, we love a straight line here. We absolutely do. Now, this, let's have a little look at this. Because once you can do a triangle, you can do lots of these. Now, if you need a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of help with your crafty mojo, then this is the one. 1,000 any size quilt blocks. That's a big statement to make. Any size. But basically, you've got a CD in the back. Is it a CD or a DVD? I want to say CD.
It says CD on the front.
It's a CD-ROM. Where does it say that on the front? Oh, there you go. Including CD with block sizes 4 inch to 15 inch. So any size blocks as long as it's 4 inch to 15 inch. Yes. So it's got the CD in there. And then I like to think of this. You know when you go to Spain, places like that, and you sit down at the restaurant and they basically have a menu that's about 50 pages long because they've got it in every language. Yeah. It's a bit like that. You've got all the food in all the colours, all the blocks in all the different sizes, but very, very different in different colourways. But this is sort of every block under the sun. Lots and lots of options in here. Now you've got different colours of page because you've got different sections. So if we then go on to the pink, you've now got your 5 patch blocks there, and so that's on your pink pages. What was it used to be the pink pages? What was that? Was that on the phone book or something? Did you have?
Wasn't it one of the business directories? Wasn't it one of those?
Yeah, the business pages. Yeah, and then you've got your star blocks, 4 patch star blocks. Hey, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a triangle or 2 in there.
Bound to be.
Yes. So once you can do a triangle, you can do a lot of these. That's your yellow, not your yellow, but you know what I mean. They are yellow pages. 9 patch blocks, and so up you go. Oodles and oodles of inspiration, lots of choice, lots of variety. Just imagine them in different colourways, and then you've got your curved blocks. Ooh, we did a bit of that yesterday with a cathedral window. And then, I like these ones. Oh, producer Hannah, this is right up your street. This is your foundation block pictures. Producer Hannah said to me today that she's actually just found one with a llama as a foundation block, which she's very excited about it. So she's going to be doing that. You've got all sorts. Oh, there's your monkey in there as well. So it covers everything. So whatever style you like to do, you've got it in there. You move on to your flowers, your florals. It's brilliant. 1,000 any size as long as it's 4 to 15 inches.
You could make 1 million quilts with all those blocks.
Well, you could with all of those permutations, couldn't you? For £21.95, that's got to be one of the best value books out there. ... ever.
That's a definite have on your bookshelf to refer to book, isn't it?
I wonder what that would if we worked out. Now, I'm not going to make you do maths, don't worry, Producer Hannah. But I wonder, 1,000 in all of those different sizes, and then work out how much that was per block pattern.
Gosh,
it'd be like a point something of a pence, wouldn't it? Crazy, crazy, craziness. Okay, so Producer Hannah says she can do the maths on even just 1,000, but not in any different sizes. You're looking at 2p a block.
Wow. So,
yeah. If you are after incredible value and oodles of choice, this is your one. SPMZ 6921.95 for that. But your starting things are your basics, like your triangle.
Yes.
We've sewn 1/4 inch either side of
either side of this triangle.
Yes.
Either side of the square. We'll cut it. We're going to cut it on that diagonal line.
Right.
And we're going to need to iron it. So let's get the ironing board out.
Oh, is this the bit that you forget, Hannah? Producer Hannah just sews down the middle? She's sewn down the middle of the line, so then she's just got basically 4 triangles and nothing sewn.
Nothing sewn.
Which kind of defeats
when
the object,
that goes back to sewing on a bias, and you'll end up with a bit of a curve.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, she's going to end up with a llama, though, with her latest...
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a curve in there somewhere, too. Okay.
So we've got to triangles there, and then we press them.
Yay!
And you have 2. It makes 2 every time. It makes 2.
I'm all for batch making, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
I can show you now with 2 squares how to make 8
yes.
triangles in one
yes.
go.
Yes, please.
It's a fantastic method. 2 squares, right sides together.
Hang on, we've gone bigger.
Gone bigger because
Yeah.
the maths on this are the size of your finished square times 2, and then you add on 1 3/4.
Okay.
1 3/4 is 2 7/8.
Okay.
So
I'll let you do that, Matt.
always remember 1 3/4. Twice the size of your finished block and 1 3/4.
I'm the kind of girl that just starts with a size and is just consistent with that size, and then I end up with what I end up with.
Yeah, that always works.
That's my
if you're
way.
doing it all the same all through your patch, that will be fine.
Then it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Only because I might have gone through my stash and pre-cut all of my squares. So I have what I have.
Yeah.
So now it's a matter of, I've got a pile like this. What am I going to do with them? Something like this.
Yeah,
but it's that consistency, isn't it?
Yes. What will happen is, you know, this one here, I've done it at 7 3/4 because I want to have 3-inch finished half square triangles.
Okay, right.
That's,
I will get
but if
around
I want
to the maths.
Yeah.
I will.
You don't have to have a degree in maths.
I used to teach maths. I should be able to cope. That's a whole other story. Okay.
I'm going to use the rotating cutting mat to help me with this one.
The more I see of this, the more I need it.
It's fantastic.
In my life.
I love it. It just makes life so much easier. It saves you walking around your cutting table or trying to turn your cutting mat round and getting the ruler under your arm.
Yeah. You've not seen the state of my room, my sewing room. There's no walking around the table.
No.
Trip up over goodness knows what.
Well, yeah, in mine, I can't walk around the table because the table's up against the wall.
Makes it harder. I like these challenges. A bit of parkour as you, have to leap over the table
Keeps
to
you
get the
fit.
other side.
Keeps you fit.
I like that. Yeah.
So we're going to mark the diagonal.
Extreme quilting.
Mark the diagonal on that. One diagonal, and
Yeah.
then we're going to turn it round, and we're going to mark the opposite diagonal.
Aha. And again, from that centre point out.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Top tip, I'm going to use that.
And we're going to sew 1/4 inch either side of that line, and 1/4 inch either side of that line.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
This is looking good. This is a great way to suddenly build up all. I'm a big stash builder. I'm a bit, whether it be just in getting my materials, like getting the bundles today so that I've got them ready to go, or whether it's a matter of cutting my squares out, not even knowing what I'm going to do with them, but I know I'm going to do something as I work through like my scrap box and things like that, or if I've made a bag and I've got a strip left over, then I'll cut those squares down. So I now have boxes of pre-cut squares ready to do something with, all in different sizes.
That's very organised. I just have bags full of scraps. And then I spend ages rummaging through, looking for stuff. And then I find stuff and I go, oh, I didn't know I got that.
How exciting. It's like a magical mystery tour. I even spent an hour last night ironing my scraps so that I could actually use them. Oh, now, the pink and purple bundle. Sorry, what was that, Suzanne? Oh, the pink and purple bundle, yes. Oh, right. Basically, I've got a stop warning. Pink and purple bundle, lots of you with it in your basket, so I'm going to give you a low stop warning. If you'd like it, please check out your baskets. 0800 112 4433 puts you through to our customer services. They're lovely. I had a little chat with them this morning. They're very nice ladies and gents. Oh, actually be aware of all of the bundles. Basically, we've brought you some great value bundles under £10 with thread, so a metre of fabric and your contrasting thread. So we know that it's gonna go. Please make sure you're not disappointed. Give our customer services number a call. Did you know it's 24 hours?
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was chatting to them about it
You do
this
some
morning.
midnight quilting.
Yeah. Well, lots of people do quilt at odd hours of the night.
Yeah.
Lucy Brennan's one, she's very excited because her sewing machine's very quiet. She's got the 680.
Yeah.
Very quiet, so she can now. She did check with her next door neighbours, make sure she's not keeping them up. It's
Brilliant.
all good. But I've had friends who, you know, demonstrate, and you know, if they're staying in hotels or whatever for whatever, and they're doing their prep the night before, they've had complaints. So you know, having a nice quiet sewing machine does the job.
So I'm now going to cut on the diagonal line that I drew, both sides.
This is brilliant. Spin it around.
This is perfect for this
time saving.
cutting. It is.
So if we're stash busting and we are bulk prepping, then this is the perfect way to do it, isn't it?
It is. And now, this is the magic bit. I'm going to cut it in half.
What?
So I'm lining up 3 7/8. That should be the middle.
Yeah.
Cut that along through the middle. I'm going to do that again because I don't think it quite went through that middle bit.
I'm starting to realise you can hear. Your ear gets tuned in.
Yes, you can hear when it's cut. Yes.
It's like, did that quite work? And so now I would do like you. I would just
do it again just before
you move it.
I'm turning it around and I'm cutting it again. So I've cut it into quarters as well as on the diagonal.
So a bit like the Union Jack.
Yeah, slightly. Are you ready?
Just, I mean, we're missing the flag, obviously, but it's cut like the bits in the Union Jack. Yeah.
So you've cut it across the diagonals that you drew, and then you're cutting it into quarters.
Okay.
So this is where I pull it apart. And hasn't it?
Yay! Oh, this is how my son likes his sandwiches cut.
Just one moment. I'm not doing this.
There it is.
There we go.
Brilliant.
And so you now have 8.
Would you like these pressed? I can do that.
Yes, please.
Oh, excellent. Is the iron on? I say that.
I'm pretty sure it is on.
Oh, producer Hannah, I can't hear you. Oh, Judith's just emailed in. Hello, Judith. How are you? Oh, the sewing quarter ruler. She's new to quilting. Yes. She doesn't know which ruler to get, basically. Is this a good one? Well,
it is a good one, yes.
She doesn't know whether to get a long one or a square one.
I personally would go with the long one because once you've bought a ruler, if you look after it, you're going to have it's a life purchase, really.
Yes.
Unless you drop it on the floor and it breaks or something
Don't
happens
do
like that. That's really annoying.
Store them flat as well.
Yeah. So your long one, you're going to be able to cut a 1/2 metre piece of fabric from the fold upwards because it's the width of, when you get it off the bolt and it's folded in half, it's the whole width of fabric. So you don't even need to fold it up again with that ruler.
Now this is 24 inches, so you can do that. Yes. So that's really handy. I'm going to be honest. I was ringing customer services this morning to place my order for a couple of rulers. So I went for an 8.5 inch square and one this size because I realised exactly as you just said. What I need is to be able to cut full strips, and but also have a small square one as well, so that you can absolutely cut more detailed little bits.
Yes, and if you've got squares and you're worried that they're not square, if that worries you, you've got a square one then to line them up and make sure they are square. Yes. You can do that with a long ruler, but a square ruler has got the 45-degree line through the middle, so you can line that up easier. Well, you've got a 45-degree line on here, but
that's what I was doing at 7 o'clock this morning, placing my order for that. So I'm with you there, Judith, completely with you there. But this was it. So $13.95 will get you this. But do check out the website because, as one of our lovely guests said the other day, everybody's preference is different. Everybody's eyes see things differently. I went for creative grids because I love their non-slip because I'm not a confident cutter. Yeah. So I went for which we've got coming up on the later shows. But I love this. You see, I might grab this as well because I love the colour of this, and you can really see, like when you're doing a 1/4 inch, you can really see it. It's horses for courses, isn't it?
This is it, and I think whatever you have as your first, it's like your first love, isn't it? It's always going to be the one that you go to. The one,
yes, absolutely.
It's like your sewing machine. Whatever machine you have, everybody loves their own machine. It doesn't matter because you get used to it, don't you? And
It's like driving a car, isn't it?
Right.
Now, the mustard bundle is in the lead, the grey and mustard. It is a classic combination.
So you've got 8 half square triangles now that you can do more or less anything that you want to do with. I've made with the teal bundle.
Yeah, the teal that we call blue. Don't know why we called it blue. We just did. I guess it's a shade of blue.
I cut
green.
Some squares as well. Cut the squares at 3.5 because now my triangles should be 3.5.
Did these all have different names?
This is called a friendship star. Now the name of this one's escaped me. I think it's broken dishes, but I'm not sure. It's not churn dash because churn dash has a striped rectangle. Right. In the middle squares there.
So this is all from your half square triangles and then just a plain one in the middle?
Plain, yeah.
I say plain, that's actually the linear, but contrasting, you know what I mean? Just a non-triangular cut one. Yeah. And then you've got all of those coming around. So actually, if you've got the book, you can do all sorts of different ones. Oh, now the other one.
So these two are actually in this book. There's a lovely little sampler quilt in there.
Was it that one?
It could well have
been.
Yay!
Look at that, the magic of television and my little sticky dots.
So we've got the friendship star there.
Oh, lovely.
And actually, they've done that one, which you can do because you just turn the triangles
the other way. We could do that now, couldn't we?
Yeah, like that. That makes that one.
So this is out of your little quilts and gifts and jelly roll scraps. We love this book. I love Ollie the Octopus in here. It is a great one to start with. And there you go. There's more triangular fun in there with your hourglass quilt. We did a show on that as well, which is just, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. $12.95 for this. So if you've got all the tools, then you can start to put it all into a quilt. And there's lots of inspiration. Big ideas, little ideas, gift ideas, all sorts. I do love this book. Can I find Ollie that where's? Oh, look at that, all sorts. Really beautiful. So once you get going, there's so much inspiration in here.
Lots of ideas in that
with one. Lots of your pre-cuts as well. Carolyn Forster came on the show and showed us some of these. Yeah, and it's kind of time dependent. So pick the amount of time that you have and then go for it. Here he is. That's my favourite. I've yet to make him. I keep saying I must make him. Look at him. Out of your scraps.
He's cute, isn't he?
He's really cute.
Lovely.
Ridiculously cute.
He'd be lovely for a baby shower gift, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Again, if you didn't know what was coming, that's just a little boy, little girl would love that.
And you could put you could fill with these legs with different things. So you could make it sensory,
yeah, crinkly and soft.
Yes.
And you could use bits of fleece as well, couldn't you, to make it
$12.95. Ollie the Octopus and more. Quite frankly, all in there. Oh, this is excellent. So once you get making your triangles
and these squares, these are 3.5-inch squares because I did 3.5, aimed for 3.5 for my triangles, and you can just move them around. The friendship star is quite a straightforward one to do.
And then you see you've done that, and so if you can do that, then you can make the sampler quilt out of the book.
Yeah.
Can't you? That's it.
That's all squares and triangles.
In whatever colours you want. It's all in there. $12.95 and you can get making these. And now that we've seen how easy it is to do the basics. Oh, hello.
Just keep twisting them around. This is the beauty of it. It's like playing with mosaics in a way. You can just keep twisting your blocks around and you get all sorts of different things going on. Different patterns. And the possibilities are endless, as they say.
They are! Oh, so inspiration for you today on the show with the two different books that we've got. This fabric, incredibly popular, $9.95. But we've got the blue one as well. This is the most popular at the moment. It's the grey and the grey and the mustard.
It is lovely. It's classic. I just wanted to show you these. These are just larger half square triangles.
Wow, look at these.
And that makes the pinwheel block.
Oh.
And then this one, migrating geese, I think, or something like that. It's not flying geese, but it's half square triangles. But
I was involved.
I was looking at this and I was thinking, well, if you did a solid square there, does that not look like a fish?
Yes. And it could be an egg timer as well. Yeah. There's all sorts. I love how many geese there are in quilting.
Yeah.
We like that. We were having a conversation about birds this morning because producer Hannah's just got a budgie and we've got a new chicken. So it's all going on with birds here at Sewing Quarter. And flying geese are always a pleasure. So, but once you've mastered the art of a triangle, actually there are so many that you can do that look quite complicated. You
can just join them together in rows.
Is that a
makes borders?
Sawtooth?
Yes, no. It could be a sawtooth. It makes interesting.
I don't know, I'm just making that up.
Interesting patterns. Again, you can use them in your borders. This block, you can have fun with. If you do just 2 3.5 inch wide strips of fabric. This is obviously longer because I haven't got my seam allowances. But you can make one like that and put the linear on the other side.
Oh, nice.
Joining those blocks together, you're going to get like a stripy pattern.
Oh, that's clever. This is what I'm finding with quilting is that now I'm starting to look at quilts. Once I get over the wow, isn't it pretty situation, I'm then starting to work out, now how did you do that? What did you do? And you know, and then you start getting ideas for your own designs. And then you see, I've seen this down borders and gone, gosh, that's really clever. How did they do it?
Yeah. I mean, if you put them point to point like this, it does make a flying goose.
Oh! Oh, so that's a quick, easy goose.
Yeah. And then you can put the 4 in to the middle.
So many permutations.
And you keep just, you know, you can have just so much fun just by playing with the squares and moving them around.
Hours of fun.
Hours. Absolutely hours.
Hours
you can
and
spend
hours
more
and
time
hours.
moving your patches around. And then there's the...
I'm gonna just take a little break and go look at the fabric.
Okay, and
then we'll come and have another play. Because otherwise we could spend an hour just twiddling fabric around and finding different patterns. And you can do that at home. That's the beauty of it. Come with me over to here and let's have a look at these. So, mustard one is most popular here, £9.95. Don't forget you get your thread as well. This is not just fabric. You are also getting your thread. So there's your grey there, and then there's your mustard. Oh, £9.95. Get this, have this in your stash, then you're ready to go. Whether it's quilting, whether it's bags, whatever it is that you're making. All of these fabrics on the show today, 100% cotton, by the way, as well. Now, so the grey's overtaken the pink and purple? But this is your classic, though, isn't it? This is your absolute classic pink and purple combination. So you've got your linear there in your pink, and then you've got your purple plain, and of course, whoops, your cheeky thread. Forest fruits. Lots of you with that in your baskets. Please do check out your baskets. I don't want anybody to miss out. We didn't have so many of that one, but please make sure that if you're after it, that you check out your baskets. Now, we've called this blue. It's teal or duck egg, really, but for some reason we've called it blue. So just bear with us on that. If this is the one that you're after, then you will get this, which is your duck eggy tealy blue. It's a nice thread combination. Producer Hannah calls this the Sunday afternoon bundle. So you get this, you've got an afternoon, make a few triangles, have a play. Very satisfying, very satisfying. Oh, now this combination could be if you're starting to do things for Christmas. Just saying. I did say Christmas. How many days until we do Christmas here? Is it about 5 days? Yes. So here we go. That's your vanilla and that's your red. It's a lovely shade of red, actually. I'm not a fan of orangey reds, and that's not an orangey red. That's a lovely deep red. That's your Christmas red, you see. £9.95. JYGC76. Some of you multi-buying here. Always a good idea to boost that stash. And then over here, yeah, producer Hannah likes this. This is no surprise because your budgie has these colours in it. There we go. we know producer Hannah very much, and director Timmy said, you just like the yellow, Hannah. Just accept you just like the yellow. That is your colour. So there's the blue there. I like that linear blue. I really like that. And of course, matched with that yellow, just goes pop. All of these, £9.95, and you get your thread as well. So a great value bundle. And of course, because we're going for stronger colours here, you might not have thread to match. So that's why we've put that thread in for you. It's a little cheeky bonus, isn't it, that it's in there coming for you. Nice little gift as well if you've got someone that loves to sew. Hey, have this, now make me something. No, I didn't say that. Well, not necessarily for me, but you know. Let's go play with more half square triangles. Yay! Now we've stopped, you've unleashed a beast here.
I am going to now show you how to make quarter square triangles.
Okay, nice.
This is known sometimes as the hourglass.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or it could be a bow tie.
Could, yeah, or a butterfly.
Yes. You could get your fabric pens out, couldn't you, and draw.
You could,
butterfly.
and embroider it, and possibilities are endless. So we're going to do, again, a little bit of maths. If you want your square to end up 4.5 or 4 finished, for quarter square triangles, you add 1.25 inches.
Okay.
So whatever your finished size is, 1.25 inches.
Okay.
If you want...
That's easy maths.
That's easier than 7/8.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the formula for quarter square triangles. So 2 squares, right sides together. On the lighter fabric, draw your diagonal.
Okay. It's repetition as well. This is what I'm realising is, you know, get going with this. It is nice and therapeutic, but that repetition means that then that is an ingrained technique.
Yeah.
And you'll just, next time you come, you won't even have to think about it. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's it. I can do that. It's easy. And it's amazing how quickly that starts to happen. Are we going 1/4 inch
Quarter of an inch either side again.
Okay. And of course, you know, you will start off and you probably will sew down that centre line to start off with, and then go, duh, and then you can realise.
You can unpick it, or you can just put your 1/4 inch mark on that that line you've sewn, and cut it away,
yeah.
and you'll only end up with 1 set of half square triangles and 2 floppy triangles, but you can sew those together and you'll end up with 2 different size blocks. But just stick it in your stash and you've got it there for next time.
Yeah.
There's never a disaster. There's always just another design option.
Design choice. Yes, absolutely. We like to call them design options, design choices, and that is the key.
I'm cutting down the diagonal line that I drew, and I'm going to press them open.
I can do that. I can do that.
So we've made 2 half square triangles.
Awesome. And they're looking good. Hooray! Yeah, the old iron was out last night, going some. I opened the window. It was that hot with a bit of iron.
It was
going
really
on
warm
as well.
last night.
Yeah, but I've now moved the iron up into my workroom. There's no 2 ways about it. It just needs to be there. It does more of this than it does any other kind of clothes ironing. Resistance is futile.
I've got one of those little small ones.
Oh, you see that's
and an iron that's in my sewing area, because I don't have a sewing room. I have a sewing area in my bedroom.
Oh, nice. Yeah, everybody's got a different setup, haven't they?
Yeah.
I took over the spare room. That's it, we kind of guessed.
Although I do tend to do most of my sewing at the shop now. So I'm going to put. We've got 2 half square triangles there.
Yes.
I'm now going to put them right sides together, but with the opposite colours. So the yellow goes against the grey, and the grey goes against the yellow.
Will these slot in?
They will. We've got this lovely little seam nesting thing going on.
Oh, let's see how.
Can we see that?
Yeah, we're getting in close there. Yes.
Yeah.
And that little lip means that they slot.
Yeah, they'll stay together, and this gives you this lovely meeting of points in the middle.
That's the clever bit, isn't
it?
That's
which gives you that nice... When you do triangles on their own, when you cut them individually and you've got that little bit of bias, quite often it's difficult to get that seam matching. But this method more or less guarantees it. You're not going to go far wrong. They sort of lock into each other as well. Yeah, it's a bit like sort of Lego and things like that, just locking in. And what I tend to do is I tend to sew into the seam. So like I would sew it that way. So the machine sewing pushes it in as well. Oh,
Okay.
Because generally they say don't sew against your seam, don't they? Because it pushes it. But actually, it does help to sort of carry on
lock it in even further. These are all the mistakes that I've made, and this is it. So you've got two choices. You can either be like me and make all the mistakes and then come on the shows and listen to the experts and go, oh, that's why it didn't work. Or just listen to the experts, then give it a go, and don't make the mistakes in the first place. I would recommend the latter.
I've drawn the diagonal on there, the opposite diagonal to the seam that we've done.
Oh,
and I'm going to sew either side of that.
Either side again. Okay, either side again. Good, right. Producer Hannah, what were you saying? Oh, 2 messages. Oh, an email from Sharon. Oh, so Karen. Good morning, Karen in Staffordshire. Oh, she
hello,
might be
Karen.
near you.
She might be.
Says, good morning, Natasha and Jane. Great demos as usual. Need to put the rotating mat on my wish list as spent my budget already. Ooh, it happens. It happens. But that rotating mat is a whizzy bit of kit.
It's. I wouldn't say it was essential, but it's a very nice.
It's verging on.
Yes. It makes life a lot easier.
Anything that makes life easier and gives me back time, because that's the one thing I can't buy is time, therefore becomes essential. Can I just say with the cutting mat, actually, the rotating cutting mat, and I'm just going to be really rude and stretch across with you to get it. When you get this home, don't panic when you do like I did and lift off the top and go, oh, I've broken it. You haven't broken it. Just because, you know, this is the thought process that goes through.
That's what I would be thinking.
I've picked it and I've broken. No, you haven't. You've got a base, and it's got a nice grippy base to it. It comes in 2 parts. So that will go on. That now grips. Nice, and then that bit rotates in there, a bit like a lazy Susan. Is that what they're called? The spinny things? So you could just put your snacks on there and just keep spinning them around.
Yeah. We went for a Chinese last night and they were having great fun putting things on and moving them around. And just as somebody was going for something, it was hilarious.
It never gets old. Oh, Karen says, oh, Sharon. Oh, we've got Sharon and Karen. Oh, okay, so Sharon's emailed, yes. The book with the quilt. How many blocks and what size? And are they all half square triangles? Sharon, bear with me. That's a lot of questions and I can find out immediately for you. So this is the book with the sampler quilt, the 9-patch sampler quilt. You will need, it is a finished 26.5 by 34.5 inches. Nice, that's wall hanging size, isn't it?
Yeah, or cock quilt size, baby quilt size.
What was the other question?
Size of blocks.
Are the blocks all half square triangles? Yeah. No, there is. Hang on. Let me spin it around so you can see. If you look on this bit here, it's probably easier to see. So normal squares, half square triangles. There you go. They're the ones that are in there. Could do all of those. Oh, she's going to try and do it with the skills she's learnt from the show. Okay, what else do we need to know then?
There's nothing else in there. There's just squares. They're rectangles. This one is, they've done it with a rectangle like mitre in it, but you could do that with a half square triangle and a square.
So you could actually do that like that?
Yeah, you could. If I just get
instead of that one.
You can do that with the squares.
So actually, yes, from what we've learnt today...
That one there, if I just move that out of the way, is...
Sharon's going to do it. She's never done a quilt before. I love this.
That's lovely. You could put the square there.
It gives you full instructions, by the way, and it shows you how to do all the 12 different blocks. I like this. A sampler quilt. I'd never really thought of a sampler. I mean, obviously a sampler with stitching teaches you all your stitches. But a sampler quilt starts to get you all your blocks. Oh, that's how it's done.
Yeah. But I think in that pattern it will be a different way because it looks like it's rectangles and then... But you could do it with half square triangles and squares.
Once you've made the other ones, you're going to be able to do that. And it's all fully explained.
Sampler quilts are great because they build your skill base. You're learning as you do. You start with squares and then you go on to rectangles and then you go on to half square triangles and you carry on from there.
You do a little bit of sashing. And again, rectangles and squares. Rectangles, squares and triangles. If you can cut those and sew them,
yeah,
you're good
this
to go.
looks like it's a really good, like for jelly roll type strips, 2.5 inch strips, perfect.
Well, this is about using up those scraps.
Yeah,
and
again, if you've got, if like you with your stash, if you've cut it all into 2.5 inch strips or 2.5 inch squares, you could make something like that.
Well, you see, I do that because when there's that awkward bit of fabric left over, and I actually can't bother to cut it into many squares, 2.5 inch strip. Thank you very much.
Binding strip there.
Sharon, let us know how you get on with that. £12.95, but there are lots of other little projects in there as well. So if you don't fancy going in with, boom, a great big quilt, then there are lots of little ones that will feed that confidence. I think that's the key, is confidence.
It's practice, and you know, the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Please check out your baskets for all of the different colour combinations that we've had on the show today. They're under £10. They're a cracking value for a metre of fabric, 2 half-metre fabrics and a thread.
Fantastic
value.
value.
Love that you get the thread in there as well.
That's brilliant.
£9.95, BNGC82. That's for your mustard and grey, which is what we're using right now and has been most popular.
So we've done the opposite triangle, diagonal, we've sewn either side, and then we press it open.
Oh, I can do that.
It's very nice having my own pressing assistant.
Well, you know, it's a pressing matter. We can do it. We've got it. Any particular way?
No,
just the same
and
both
I can
ways.
Show a little.
There we go. It's funny, isn't it? It's things that stop people from quilting, not knowing how to press my seams properly, and things like that. But now I've learned, you know, you knock it back and do it, and it's just made a difference.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that. There we go. Right, we haven't got long. So what do we need to know?
Just wanted to show that little trick where you undo the couple of stitches to the seam line, either side.
What's that doing then if we take those out?
What it will do, if you feel that you've got quite a bulky little bit of a seam there.
Oh, yes.
Well, if you unpick the 2 stitches either side up to that seam that you've, and then you can press them one way and one the other way. And it eliminates, just makes a little...
It's like a little mini checkerboard.
Little checkerboard there, but it eliminates that bulk.
So that, can I just spin that around so you can see? So there's your checkerboard affair there. Press that. I can press that in just a second. That's not going to come undone.
No,
because you've got the other stitch going across.
That seam there is stitched that in.
Hang on, let me get my iron back out. I didn't know I was going to have to do some more. Whoops. There we go, and then I can really show you that. Well, this is brilliant. There we go. So which bit do you unpick, just so that we can just really be sure?
It's just a couple of stitches. I don't know if we can get up close.
Yeah, there we go.
These few stitches here, and you're going up to that line that the second line that you sewed, the last line that you sewed.
Yeah.
And you do it on both sides. It's just, it might only be 1, it might be 2, you might even find you haven't got any. And then it'll only go one way, and it'll only do it if you've got your seams that butt up going in opposite directions. And
then when it's ironed, it will look like that.
Which is quite nice to look at.
It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
It's satisfying. Yes. But it just eliminates that bit of bulkiness there, that when you come to quilting, it's just less fabric to sew over if you're going to do any ditches. It's kind of a shame that you never see it. Yes, you want to show it off. You could start a whole new trend of...
I've created something pretty and no one will see it. So this is another way of doing it. Fabulous.
I've done it with a slightly larger block with the teal bundle.
Oh, hang on. No, now you've mixed that up.
Yeah. And what you've got is like a pinwheel going on in the middle there. So
oh, yes, you have.
It's just a case of turning the opposite one round.
It's funny, isn't it? What do you see first? Do you see the pinwheel first, or do you see all the different bows or hourglasses?
Yeah. And you could mix... What you could do, you see, is you could make 2 sets of fabric half-square triangles and then use one and the other, and you'll get different fabrics here and different fabrics there.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
That might be revealing a secret for later.
You're giving us sneaky
preview.
Ooh. I do like this. $9.95 for any of the bundles today, 2 different fabrics, which is the key here, isn't it? Is getting that contrasting fabric. And then your thread as well, which is a nice little Brucey bonus. Oh, hello.
I don't know.
I mean, stop, can you?
No, I can't.
No.
I'll just go on forever. You can
in
mix in your half square triangles there as well and make another effect.
These bundles give you enough to start playing with. Sometimes I think we can overcomplicate things and make things seem a little bit terrifying. This is a lovely way to sit, have a play. Once you've mastered the art of drawing down the centre, 1/4 of an inch either way, you are good to go.
Yeah.
Get the book, start using it. Oh, hell, I like that.
Again, you can use this in borders, you know.
Oh, very nice.
You've got square on points there.
Very nice. It's about demystifying, isn't it? The 2 different books that we've got for you today, the little quilts and gifts. Okay, I would say if you want inspiration, for all sorts of size gifts, so time dependent. You know, you might have time to do loads. You might have time just to do a little bit here and there. Then this is the one to go for because you've got all sorts. This is a great, I think, scrap buster when you've got those little strips left, if you've got bits left over from the end of a fabric roll or anything like that, or you've got bits left over from your fabric that you've got here, or you just want to do a whole quilt out of the sizes that we've given you. Then it shows you how to do all these different things, whether you're just starting off with rectangles, whether you want to do, like we've got here, all of your triangles in there as well. Sampler quilts, great way to boost your knowledge and your confidence. That one again, your hourglass quilt.
That's the hourglass one, yeah.
That's perfect. You can do that now. If you followed the show today, you can do that, and it looks incredible. That's the joy of it, isn't it? All of a sudden, yeah, you can give all these things a go, and it's not as complicated as it looks. More triangles, and once you start breaking it down and looking at things, yes, you can really achieve all of these beautifully broken down, beautifully made. And then this is the gift section. There we go. I love these. I do. I really love this book. Lots of different ideas. Where is Ollie? There he is. I will get the book just for Ollie, to be honest. $12.95 for that. But if you want pretty much every block under the sun, 1,000 blocks in sizes 4 to 15 inch, then this is the book. This is a veritable library, isn't it, of all the blocks.
That's a real go-to book, that is. It's got every combination of block that you could possibly want, I would think.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? And you know, if you would you go to a book like this then for a bit of inspiration?
I would. You know, sometimes you just need to have a look and get an inspiration for ideas. Sometimes it might even just be the colour combinations.
Well, that's just it. I mean, we're talking patterns here, but it doesn't have to be, does it? It might be like, actually, I hadn't thought of using those colours together. They work really nicely. Maybe you want to give your foundation piecing a go. You've got a whole section dedicated to that. But look, lots of different colour combinations there. It's giving you the inspiration. If you just go at it at 1,000 without the different sizes, then it's working out 2 pence per block. Amazing value, $21.95. Jane, you're going to come back in an hour's time. What are we going to make then?
We are making a baby quilt, but we're using a block called Card Trick.
It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And it's only a baby quilt, really, because of the colours.
Yes.
Change the colours, and it's in anyone's quilt.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will see you in an hour. I'm going to go look at these fabrics. I will be back in a second. Now, Producer Hannah, which would you like to look at first? Mustard and grey. Lots with these in your baskets. Please check them out. Please don't be disappointed and miss out. It's only yours once you check out that basket. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day, and we will only charge you one lot of P&P. $9.95. It's a great value bundle, half a metre of each. That's the equivalent of 4 fat quarters with thread. Nice. Very nice. Now, that's your grey and mustard. The teal one that we've called blue has, it's overtaken. Hey, there we go. It's like a crazy fabric race this morning. In single figures for this one now. Please check out your basket. Again, check out your baskets. Make sure you're getting it. $9.95. It's that early bird thing, isn't it? You've got to grab yourself a great deal before you've even got out of bed this morning. $9.95. YKGC 89. Yes. Pink and purple. Oh, yeah. That striking mix that just never goes out of fashion. There it is. That's your pink and purple. Pink and purple bonanza. $9.95. KIGC 38. There's your thread as well. All in there. Producer Hannah's favourite today is the blue and the yellow because it matches her budgie Bowie. Again, under £10. Bargain. Oh, the Tales of Bowie the budgie. It's all good. $9.95. But again, you're blue and yellow. You go blue and yellow, you can't go wrong. And then, classic again, red and cream. That's what we've got there. $9.95. Grab whichever ones you're after. They're all incredible value. And have a good old play, whichever. But please check out your baskets. Make sure that you've got them. Or give our customer services number a ring. 0800 112 4433. Right, up next, we've got brand new fabrics. And they're a little bit nice. So I will see you in just one moment. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue, and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are two easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/sewingquarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date. Then, using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play, and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. There are 5 days for Christmas and oh, what to buy? Tools and books and festive kits to try. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th.
Welcome back to Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy. This hour, brand new fabrics. Woohoo! Whoop, whoop. We do love a brand new fabric here, and I've got 4 lovely ones. I would like to rename this hour, Producer Hannah, the Tutti Frutti hour. It does look kind of Tutti Frutti-esque. So this is what we've done. You see these colours here? Basically, our new fabrics, which I'll show you in just a minute. I'm going to tease you a bit with those. These are the colours that we found in the new fabric. So we went, right, you therefore need bundles to go with that so that you can, you know, colour coordinate, colour match. You know how we like to do that hard work for you? We've done it again. So we've got threads to match all the fabrics on the show today. And we've got the same colourways, different, well, it's either spots or different textures or plains, all to go with the gorgeous fabrics, which I'll show you in just a minute. Yes. Wait, let's start. Without further ado, let's have a look at the spots. So this gives you a good idea of the sort of thing that's going to be coming. So we've got pink, we've got papaya, we've got aqua, we've got grey, we've got yellow in here. All in your spots. These are 1/2 metre of each. I might have cut into a few. Yours won't have been anywhere near me, and I promise I will not have snipped away at yours. So yes, if you would love to get this perfect summer bundle, 24.45 ORGC 31, perfect for boosting your stash. Pop it in your basket, and you've got 2.5 metres of fabulous fabric ready to go. Ready to go. These make your designer fabrics then go a lot further. Nice, that's what we like. Next bundle is the linear. So now we're moving on to a little bit of texture now in our linear. Now we had these in the earlier show, some of these linears, but they so it's not a texture in terms of actual texture. It's like a printed on texture with your linear printed on texture. Again, as producer Hannah says, a brilliant blender because you've got the 2 tones within these. So sometimes a pattern would be too strong, a plain, not quite enough. This is that perfect intermediary. So 24.45 again for your candy linear fabrics. I like to call it Tutti Frutti. We can call it fabric. We can call it candy if you like. Now, Hannah would like to call them juicy fruits. Why not? It all sounds delicious either way. So whether you've gone for texture, the linear texture, whether you've gone for the spots, or whether you're going for the plain. We will look at these in more detail, but if I can just do these really quickly, then you can have a look through everything, and then it's up to you. You can make your informed decisions then, can't you? So here are your plains, again, 2.5 metre in plains. Everybody should have this in the stock, and look at that price. Hello, $15.95. The quality, you know, it's our Macawa plain fabrics because they're plain. Obviously, these are the least expensive of the bunch. So everybody should have this as a starting point, and then grab your different textures. But you can see with the spots, it just, if you're grabbing one of the textures or the spots to go with it, then it all works an absolute treat. It's beautiful. So you could just bundle these together to just play with and have all the colours. Nice. It's entirely up to you. That is just a beautiful bundle. That makes me happy. That's another happy bundle. Some just work for me, and this one really works. And again, this is going to be one of those ones, we'll have a play with it in a bit, that actually, if you just want to do a 2-tone and you just want to work with your grey, then you can use that grey. Again, grey is another brilliant blending one because look how it goes. I like that. Pink and grey, absolute classic. But also enjoying the the grey and the orange. But then your yellow, yay. So then you've got, so, you know, so if I were making something, say, for producer Hannah, I know that yellow, winner every time. But I might mix it up with a little bit of orange. See, look at that. The orange and the yellow and the grey works a treat. This is a fab bundle, isn't it? Any way, which way round you look at it, it's fabulous. Whether you're just looking at the price, whether you're just looking at the colour combination, whether you just want to boost your stash, quite frankly, pop this in your basket and grab it. Do not miss out on this. It would be an absolute crying shame, and we don't want tears on a Sunday, or any day, to be fair. Look at that. Stunning. That is the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 fat quarters there for $15.95. But without having been cut. So these are coming as a ½ metre, which means that those bigger projects you're sorted for. You won't get this everywhere else. You'd have to actually go to a haberdashery, actually. And you don't have, and you know, they don't always have the selection. They don't necessarily have a warehouse capacity to have the selection of these colours. You would have to then go and pick these out for yourself, get the tones right. We've done all that. Don't worry about that. We've done that for you. We want to make life easy for you so you can just get on and sew and have fun. So maybe, could you imagine doing all those half square triangles with these colour combinations? Yes. Whatever you do with these is going to look great. It's going to look amazing. It's going to look awesome. $15.95. Let me show you these threads, because the threads obviously put to go with. So threads are separate. We've bundled them because then it just makes life easy. I'm all for making life easy. There you go. You're getting those, but this is how they go with the fabric choices. Because it might just be that actually you want to use a contrasting thread once you've got all of those colours. So it might be that actually you might, so you might have the grey fabric with cross-stitching in the blue. Or the pink, you know, you might want to highlight. You might just want to do that. Or a blanket stitch around. I'm into my triple stitch at the moment. No, I'm loving a triple stitch. We saw it on a show. I didn't know what it was on my machine, so I'd avoided it because I obviously haven't done as I preach and say, you know, do a sampler with all your stitches. Haven't done that yet. So I thought it was going to, because it's the one with the 3 different lines. And I thought, no, a triple stitch is brilliant because it's like a straight stitch, but reinforced, and it gives you like that chunk. It looks like you've embroidered it. It's great. These would work a treat, an absolute treat. Beautiful colours, perfectly matched. Job done. We've teased you too long. $8.95 for those. We will come back, but I want to show you the new fabrics. This is from a different designer. Have we ever had any? No, right. As far as we know, I'm going to say no. We haven't had any of Erin Morris's fabrics before. Ice cream. Buy the ½ metre. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Floor manager Jay is looking at me like, what are you talking about? But nodding. Anything that results in ice cream, he's happy with. This is just brilliant. This is summer in a fabric, isn't it? Already going crazy for this. $6.95 per ½ metre. Erin Morris Blueberry Treats, and it's fab. Now you see, this is why we've picked those colours for you. You can see the yellows, the oranges, the blues in there. This says to me, line me in pink. That's what's missing there. Get that pink in there and have a good play. IJRW91. So textures in there. Oh, it's just brilliant. It's a happy fabric. It's a summery fabric. If you want to order more than sort of 3 ½ metres, which is 1.5 metres, just give our customer services a call. It's free to ring. I'll get my words out one day. 0800 112 4433. Give them a call. They're really nice. They're really nice. Customer services, I'm talking about customer services. Producer Hannah's saying, I really love them. They're like grown-up fun. I think she's talking about the fabric. Yeah. But it is that grown-up fabric. And everybody likes an ice cream. Oh, Producer Hannah's come up with the best idea. This had better be the best idea now that you've given it that. Okay, so, she says, right. Buy a metre to cover your table, or however big your table is. Oh, hello, yes. Decoat it, then you've got a tablecloth. You so need napkins then, don't you? Contrasting napkins. Kids' parties, stuff like that. Pop this out. Grown-up parties for Hannah. Oh, she says she's a grown-up. I love this fabric. There's no two ways about that. And look how beautifully it goes with our bundles. That is what this show is all about today. Now, what one next? I know which one I want to go for. Oh, you went big. I'm going to go mid-size, but fruity. Tutti frutti. Fruit salad. No one's calling it tutti frutti, it's just me. This is your fruit salad. Yeah, delicious. By the pool, on your holidays, bit of melon. Oh, yes. I've been reading My Son, the Very Hungry Caterpillar, which features obviously quite heavily a watermelon in there. So now every melon is a watermelon. I had to buy him one. They're a right old faff to actually de-seed and eat, aren't they? But they look amazing. So I would far rather have my watermelon in fabric form. And here it is. Your blueberry fruit salad fabric, $6.95 per half a metre. Brilliant, isn't it? What is this mystery fruit here? Oh, what's that one? Is that... What's that one? Is it a papaya? It is a papaya, isn't it? I never really know what to do with papayas. Floor Manager Jay, do you know what to do with a papaya? He doesn't know what a papaya is, so no. I'm going to take that as a no. Cameraman Tom, you always have quite... No, he doesn't know. Hang on. You've just been to Cuba, Producer Hannah. What do you do with a papaya? Yeah, I know you eat it, but how? Cut it up and have it for breakfast. I know papaya isn't your favourite thing to have for breakfast. Very good for the tummy, apparently. Do you cut it? It's a bit like a mango. Do you cut it like a mango? Oh, Producer Hannah didn't cut it up. The lady did it. Oh, you spoon it out? I don't know. Right, if you lot know, clearly this isn't a cookery show, is it, today? We'll stick to fabric. If you know how to prepare a papaya, just cut it into chunks, says Director Tim. Everyone's got a papaya opinion today. We have no clue, I think, is basically what it's coming down to. I love the fact that we've got blue papaya in there, but we do know a fabric when we see it that we love, and here it is. 100% cotton. All of these fabrics on the show today, 100% cotton. Whoopity whoop whoop whoop. This is a fun one. So, Producer Hannah, you might do your contrasting napkins then in this. Yes. Or an apron. Oh, yeah. Or little girl's summer dress. A skirt. Yeah, Bex Reed, who does our Simply Sewing, she does have a skirt with bananas over. I think that we could fruit salad her up a bit more. That's going there. Right. Ice lollies. This is Jay's favourite. This is Floor Manager Jay's favourite. I think this would look fab in a quilt. Plain colours, then pop in a little ice cream every now and then. Yes. This, I think, masculine or feminine, it's all good. You see, Floor Manager Jay's coming. Here's our boy barometer. And so if we like to know if boys like it, we ask Jay. Jay says yes. Our boy barometer Jay says yes. $9.95. SVRW 93. Their other boys are available. I have to say that because his girlfriend watches. He's all yours. He's all yours, Danielle, don't worry. He's not actually available. Only opinions. Right. Other opinions are available. Okay. Any word on the papayas? Producer Hannah, anyone told us how to make a papaya? No. Please message the studio. We need to know these things. It's not Saturday kitchen because firstly it's Sunday and secondly we don't do cooking. Just as well, actually, isn't it? Gosh, no one's ever coming around to our house for tea, are they? We have no idea. Here we go. This is your bicycle. I'm not surprised you like this, Producer Hannah, as you have just cycled across Cuba. So I wasn't surprised when I saw a bicycle and went, yeah, I know who's going to love that. And the fact that it's got a little orange highlight in there. Yes. This is just your summer holidays, isn't it? In fabric form. 4 brand new fabrics for you today. And then we've put gorgeous bundles together, which just work. Love it. $6.95. I want a basket for my bike. But I've got a mountain. Can you put a basket on a mountain bike? Can you? I need a different bike, apparently. But, you know, I mean, because if I'm, you know, cycling cross-country, I might need a snack. Oh, Zoe in Glasgow says, papaya has seeds like a melon. Slice and de-seed. Oh, you see, already I've gone off it. Can't bother to de-seed. It's effort. Remove the skin and serve with lime juice squeezed over the top. Although that does sound quite nice, Zoe. Nice. Thank you for that. The reason that we're talking about fruit is because, look, we've got papayas on here. Papaya. Okay, so what's the difference between a papaya and a prickly pear? I don't know. I've got songs from the Jungle Book in my head now. Or is that a pawpaw? Oh, I don't know. Is a prickly pear a pineapple? We don't know, do we? We're so rubbish on food. Good job we're good with fabric. Here is your blueberry fruit salad fabric. If nothing else, it's going to get people talking. $6.95, QRW81. You know what fruit I'm going out to buy after the show, don't you? Go and give a bit of... I'm going to buy a papaya. Go all out and get a papaya. Yummy. I still have the world's most enormous watermelon in my fridge. They are our brand new fabrics and now the linear textured fabrics. I was just listening to Producer Hannah because she was, you know, chatting away in a needed to hear way. The linear is going crazy. So I think because you've got that two-tone texture in there. Your two-tone texture. So it, as Producer Hannah says, brilliant for blending. Always good to blend through. And it means that actually your colour match doesn't have to be exact because you've got the 2 different blends there. So for example, look at that. Yay! Big ice creams and your linear. Happy days, that's working. Oh, a prickly pear is a cactus, apparently. Don't eat that. You can drink cactuses, can't you? That's the whole point of them. Yeah. Although Producer Hannah collects cactuses, don't you? We're not going to come around and drink your cactuses. It's fine. So, it is just worth saying, just a note on Producer Hannah's life. She has now put the cactuses in a room where Bowie, her budgie, will not fly because he's still learning to fly. And she doesn't want him landing on a cactus. She's very considerate. Very considerate. Or a cacti, as the plural is. Now, you've got, this is your linear fabric bundle, $24.45. Incredibly popular. Whether you're using it with the new fabrics, looks great, or whether you're just using it because it's beautiful fabric, entirely up to you. That's it with the ice creams, which were down the bottom there. But let's have a look at it with, I like this one. This is your ice lolly fabric. It's probably got a different name, but for me, this is just, oh, it's called Pops. Pops. Ice Pops. Pops. Details down the bottom of your screen for that one. I love it. Popsicles. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Popsicles. Chalk ices, all that sort of thing. So, hang on. When did you... That's a double rocket. I didn't know you could get double ones. Where have I been? I think it's because I always go for like a proper cone, a biscuity cone, a waffle cone. Amazing. It's a what? A twin stick. Is that all it's called? A twin stick. Retro ice creams. Good job. $24.45 for your retro ice cream. Oh, no, that's $24.45 for that. $24.45 for all of that. This is $6.95 per half a metre for your Erin Morris. We've never brought any Erin Morris on the show before. It's lovely to have. Very lovely to have. And the other one, oh, look, don't your bikes go well with this? Oh, about my bike, yeah. Oh, I don't need a basket on my mountain bike. I need panniers. Do you know what? You guys are just a font of all knowledge. You're brilliant. Fountain of all knowledge, and I just get everything told. I never need Google another thing. You guys know it all. It's brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll get some panniers. I could just put panniers on Eric, couldn't I, really, my Great Dane? That'd be fine. Look at the, oh, look, that orange goes with that, exactly. Lovely. And then you've got your cotton. See, it just works, doesn't it? Really lovely there. $24.45 for that. And then you've got your go by bike. Go by bike, $6.95. If you fancy going by bike, there it is, $6.95. Erin Morris, and all of these from the Blueberry collection, SORW65. Or if you're squinting at your screen trying to read the numbers, don't worry. Just call 0800 112 4433 for our customer service number, and they are super lovely. Producer Hannah, are you talking to me because I can't hear you? The what to what? Oh, the thread with the bundles. Let me show you the threads. We've bundled the thread so that you don't have to worry about it, basically. Yeah. Ooh. Looking good. Look at those. They just work. An absolute treat. I think whoever put this show together was in a super summery mood. Do you think it was one of the schedulers that had just come back from a certain large music festival? I think they did it after coming back from Glasgow. I think. It's got that kind of feel, hasn't it? That festival feel. $8.95, ARGC 46. Beautiful. Get your threads. Treat yourself. Get your threads. Don't just think, like white thread does it all. You can just start to highlight, do something a little bit different. Design features. Love it. And then one last to look at. Oh! Throwing my threads everywhere. Shall we look at the plains? Because that's super-de-doopity-doopity value, isn't it? Bing! Now, this was our starting point once we got our fabulous new fabrics in. Because look at that! Oh, hello, yes. Doesn't that work? I like it a lot. There's your fabulous fruit. It's not called fabulous fruit, is it? What's it called? I can't remember the names of these at all. But anyway, you've got all of these fabrics which work with fruit salad. I know they're not that tricky, but it's a Sunday and I just can't remember. I've had a lot of 4 a.m. starts. What can I say? Yes. $6.95 for this. $15.95 for this. If you're getting this, get one of our bundles to make this go further. That's the way to do it. A bit like Punch and Judy, isn't it? Do you get Punch and Judy anymore? Are they not allowed to do that anymore? He was a bit vicious, wasn't he, old Punch? I guess the hints in the name. Here we go. Summer fabrics, by the seaside, off we go. $15.95, OJGC 25. And then down here, half a metre of each of these, and this by the half metre. So you can get oodles of this if you want to make that summery skirt. If you want, my niece would look so cute in a little dress out of that. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Yes. So $6.95 for your fabric for that one. And then don't forget, of course, your plains. Of course, you can get lots and mix them up. Yeah, why not? That's the way. I did make a little something out of these. So last night, inspired having looked at the show and gone, oh, I love those colours, I went home, had a little rummage through my stash, and came up with this. Now, the only reason that we're bringing this sort of thing, a lot of you have been making this. I'm really flattered, it's really sweet. These are so easy to make and just the easiest of things. Lots of you have asked how to make it. It is super easy. Basically, you need 2 pieces of fabric that are 10 inches. And then, you can put your tablet on it at any angle. That's really nice. I put beans in here, like beanbag beans, but you can put rice, you can fill it with whatever you want. So you could use it as a doorstopper if you put heavier stuff in. Of course you can, no problem at all. But you can give it a little wiggle and have it at whatever angle. Because you know sometimes when it's on like the given stand, then you can get a bit of flare or the light reflects off it. Well, here you can just jiggle it about and get it at exactly the right angle. So, but I just thought these fabric colours were lovely, really lovely. So this is how you do it. And this centre bit was inspired by an Amanda Wyatt show that we had on earlier in the week. So, very, very simple. Get 2 strips of, here it is. Get 2 scrap pieces of fabric, 5 inches by 10 inches. That's it. I just found it. I went in our scrap bin and just found 2 pieces of fabric, purple fabric, just chop those up. 10 by 5 inches. I've used pretty much every bundle, I'm afraid, Producer Hannah, just so that I could, because I love the different textures. You see, then you can have a play, can't you, with, that's my orange out of my plain. Then I've got a couple of spots. I've got a bit of linear in there. I couldn't choose, so I just went for all of them. Yeah, sorry about that. So this is how it starts out. That's where we're going to get to. This is how it starts out. My basic 5-inch by 10-inch strip. This is going to be my centre panel. Okay? Then I just cut, look, these are the strips. I just cut a few strips, different, it doesn't, this can just be your offcuts, okay? So they don't have, they're in no specific size order. So you could do this with a teenager during summer holidays, keep them busy, keep them, here we go. So just pick what colour you want to go next. Maybe I might go grey next. And then you put right sides together at any angle. So as I'm going to stitch down that side and then pull it across. It's a no measure thing, this. You just plonk it on whatever angle you want and just sew down. It is as absolutely easy as that. And I have to say, I really love it. Great for those scraps. If you've got those scraps left over from a project, you don't know what to do with them, but you want to do something fun, do this. Snip off the end. I'm not even worried about that. Finger press that back. There we go. And then pick another colour. Pick a colour, any colour. What colour should we go for, Jay? Pink. Good. Jay's favourite colour. We're going for pink. There we go. Doesn't matter where you place it, anywhere you like. Just make sure, and I'm giving myself lots of leeway over the edge. It's a bit like foundation piecing, because then when I turn it round, I might even go on a bit more of a jaunty angle there. Go crazy, why not? I'm getting a bit what, Producer Hannah? Oh, a bit improv. Yes. Yeah, wasn't that fun? So this is it, okay. Well, this is what I'm realising. Is that actually I like to do things my own way. My husband will say that's nothing new. He knew that. He's known that for years. But sometimes I struggle with patterns and things like that. Just, you know. So actually, I just do things my own way. So I just go, right, I'm just going to do it like this. And it might not be right, it might not be wrong, but I think it's quite pretty. So there is no right or wrong, because you are the designer and you know what you're heading for. Nobody else does. So I would say, if you just want to whiz up something super pretty, super quick, bright and colourful, using up those scraps that you're not really sure what to do with. If you can't be bothered to cut into perfect 2.5-inch strips or anything like that, then just do this. Finger press, finger press, finger press. Next one down. Oh, let's go blue. Shall I just keep going in that order, actually? I do like the blue and the orange next to each other. And then you see you can go in a super whizzy side there. I will cut this back. I'm just going to take that. So it doesn't matter about the edges, how neat they are, or anything like that. And as you can see, it simply is straight line stitching. Whee! I love this machine because it cuts it. Now, there we go. We've got that. What did you need to know, Producer Hannah? Ah. This is, we're doing this strip here for the beanbag. So it's this strip across here, 10 inches by 5 inches. Now, Helen in Derbyshire says, hi, Tash. Loving the new Erin fabrics this morning. How wide are they, please, says Helen. We'll have a look in just a second. I'm going to guess about 114, but we will double check that for sure so that you know. But I think it's just sort of your standard width. They're not a dressmaking width, if that's what you're saying, if that's what you're asking. But you can obviously dressmake with them because they're super fun. Yay! So down we go. Nearly done on this, by the way, people. Don't worry. Not much more to do. And then I'll show you how to do the rest of it. Now, the next thing that I'm going to need to do is decide which of my super duper fabulous new fabrics I want to use. Decisions. What do I want to go for? Oh, that's a tricky one. Which colour? Any opinions? Come on, there's always an opinion in this studio. Which one do we want to go for? Any choices? There we go. Yeah, of the new fabric, which one would you like? Which would you like to play with? Okay, there we go. And then when I would just, on that last one, just turn it over. You're not going to see this stitch, and just stitch down that edge line there, just to hold that one in place. You don't have to, but it just makes life easier if you can't be bothered to iron it down. You don't have to iron these down. I've just finger pressed these, and then it just gives you a little bit of texture as well. There we go. That's that done. Now, turn it over that way. Get your ruler. This was another reason why I had to go and get my rulers out this morning. Get your rotary cutter. Here we go. Nice ruler, nice rotary cutter. Just line them up and then just cut all of these bits off. There. Oh, I should have had the rotating mat, shouldn't I? And there. Now, this rotary cutter is one of my favourites because look at all those different layers. I know that because I've got it in power mode, and I've got 3 different modes, I'll show you them in a minute, that it does look unusual. It does look a little bit strange, I know. But I'll talk you through that in just one moment. That's the blade shut. Now, let me just get rid of all of those. That is that done. And they are my 2 panels ready to sew. This rotary cutter is by Fiskars. Now, this is for right and left-handed people. I love it because, firstly, it makes me smile because it looks so weird. But secondly, this is what they call the power mode. So if you just see, as soon as I've got my weight on there, it's directly over the wheel, over the blade, which means that all of my weight is not dissipating by having it sort of in front. So this, I cut through 16 layers of fabric live on air with this the other day. 16 layers in one cut, and it was easy because all of my weight is going over there. If you cut leather, denim, anything heavier, this is the best one by far, in my opinion. That is my opinion for that kind of thing. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, it's reducing the strain on your wrist, all those sorts of things. If you've got weak wrists, then brilliant. That is what I would say. Now, as soon as that blade is covered, you can spin it. It does have a safety feature that if that blade is open, you cannot spin it, you cannot move it anywhere. If you want to use it just as a normal rotary cutter, whoosh, do that. If you don't have a rotating cutting mat, but you want to go off at a different angle, how about that? Brilliant. Just brilliant. Whoop. And of course you can do that right and left-handed. But I ask for this because I was going through various layers there. I want a rotary cutter. I know it's just going to eat it up and done it. Lucy in Cambridgeshire says, great show, Tash. Well, thank you very much. She says, watching from my bed with a kidney infection. Keep up the good work, love, Lucy. Oh, they are the worst. Poor you. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. But I hope that we can take your mind off that for a moment or two. Now, I need to do, producer Hannah is reliving previous kidney infections by the sound of it. She's going, oh, it's just the worst. We feel your pain. We feel your pain, Lucy. Get well soon. And anybody else that is feeling a little bit under the weather, maybe we can brighten up your day with some fabulous fabric. I am going to go in. What colour do we want the handle? Can I have bikes on my handle? Yeah? Let's do that. Why not? I'm going rogue. I'm going to have bikes on the handle. I'm going to cut it. Oh, actually, if I cut it this way, then I can do several handles. And I want to show you another thing. Got so many goodies on the show today because you know what else we've got? And this is the handle. That's the handle, it's just sewn in the end. So if you've never made a handle before, they are just the easiest things to do, but with my new Whizzy gadget. Now, I'm not, because measuring, not my thing, I'm just going to go, yeah, that looks nice, because by the time that I've put a seam down there, I still want to get a bike. So I'll just cut along there. Now, you know handles and things have been my bugbear. I have not enjoyed them for many years because I really don't like turning through, but I've got a new gadget that is going to make me happy and hopefully you happy. So I've just done it the length of the fabric. This will give you plenty of handles because once you make one, I went to see, I've got a fabulous back lady who fixes my back every time I do stupid things to it. And I had to take Freddie with me the last time that I went. So I had one of these, Dan, and he was watching, I don't know, Paw Patrol or something. And obviously sewing quarter wasn't available at that moment. And she went, oh, that's really lovely. So I gave it to her. And then I had to go home and make another one. But they are so easy. But once people see them, you will end up making them for them. You know, great end of term present for your, well, yeah, anything to do with, you're quite right, Producer Hannah, anything to do with anything, or any kind of tablet-y type device is expensive. Make your own. End of term teacher gifts, perfect. If somebody's not feeling very well, Lucy, you should have one of these made for you so that you can put your tablet at whatever angle, and they're super light as well. So normally this is where I would make an excuse to go and get a cup of tea because I can't be bothered to turn it inside out. But you know I've got my tool turner. In fact, I now keep it in one of my handles. Producer Hannah, have we got this on the show? The turner? Have we put it on or not? Okay, we'll add that on now. If you haven't seen this, if you didn't see this in the week, it is my new favourite tool. One of them, we have so many. So basically, you have a tube, pop it in there, la 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 la. You do get a set of 3 so that every size is covered. There you go. That's it turned. How quick is that? Brilliant. And then you've got loads of handles. You've got I didn't need all of that length, but you see, I just did it because I could. Now, you would press that. You would press it. I haven't got time because I want to do this super speedy. Just then, see how big you want to do it. So sort of like that. Ish. Again, you know, there are no fixed measurements because I made this up. And then you've got it ready to go. It was really fast with the loop turn. Do you want me to loop it again? Yes, please, says Producer Hannah. Okay, so pop the end in there. And you saw that was the whole length of fabric that I did. Super, super fast. Get your pokey end there. It's super fast because it is. It's that easy. You're all sitting at home, aren't you, going, that's amazing. 3 in the packet, by the way. There's the packet. Oh, there you go. That's what you're getting. So different sizes. This is particularly good with the tilde monkey leg. Particularly good with the tilde monkey leg. Now, we measured on the show the other day. I did this in 6 seconds flat from hands on the table. 6 seconds flat. There we go. I am now going to have to press that because I've just put that through so many times. But really, really fabulous. Blinked and missed it. You see, these are brilliant. And then you've got another handle for the next one. Producer Hannah, I'm just going to iron my handle very, very quickly. So if you want your turner, $7.95. It's a bit good, that, isn't it? And that's it done. That's it done. Easy. Now, you see, I've done that, goodness knows how many times, and you would still be turning it if you were doing that at home, wouldn't you? Oh, yes. What would you like to see next, Producer Hannah? Oh, she's just going to have a look. Oh, the linear texture bundle. Someone asked about what colours, so let me show you. In the linear texture bundle, you get these colours. I'm going to say one of these has got to be pumpkin, surely. Yes, the orange one. We have pumpkin, yeah, white yellow, bright yellow. I was going to say there's no white in there. Bright yellow, magenta. Ooh, majestic magenta. Aqua. And what? Slate. I thought you said flake. Yeah, no, it's slate grey. I thought you said flake, but I realised I'm just thinking about ice cream. Aqua, slate, magenta, pumpkin, bright yellow. There you go. I hope that helps. I need another whizzy fabric. So what we are making today, because I just really enjoy making them, actually. I think no surprises what everyone's going to be getting for Christmas and birthdays from me. This is what I made. It's just a little iPhone, iPad, tablet, e-reader, Kindle type, anything like that. Stand. Super light. I filled it with bean bags. You can put your cookery books on there. Anything, basically. Door stopper if you put something heavy in, but it is just the easiest thing to make. I'm making it more difficult because I'm putting a panel in it. But actually, this panel could be a pocket if you wanted, so that then if you've got headphones or something you don't want to lose, just slot those down the side. It doesn't have to be a panel. How long have I got? Oh, loads of time to make it. I better get on with it, though. So I've made the central panel. I now need to do 2 strips either side. So, which fabric? I'm going fruit salad because I want to be reminded of lovely food always. This is brand new fabric today. Makes me happy. Makes everybody happy. Makes everybody hungry, actually, as well, to be honest. So, let me just cut a strip off this. So because what I'm aiming towards is to have 2 10-inch squares. Now, because I've already, or thereabouts, doesn't have to be exact. Don't be a slave to these measurements. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim up that edge. Come back here, fabulous rotary cutter. Trim up that edge there. Have you noticed, though, completely over my fear of rotary cutting, which makes me very happy. Have you noticed that? So let me line that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I need... How wide is this going to be? I want this to be 1, 2... Let's go 3, because then I can do a nice wide... Doobity-doobity, what's it? And then that is then going to have to be... Oh, look. Perfect. I'm not even going to measure it. So I've just measured my strip against it. Let me just chop off that selvage there. Chop that off there, and then just turn right sides together, and I'm just going to sew all the way down there. So we're using this to do the panels down the side. I could have done a 10-inch square and then had that panel as a pocket. So just, yeah, using the, producer Tim's gone, so you've basically just used fabric to make fabric. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I've done. It's that easy, that easy. There is nothing difficult about this because I made it. And so let's not make things complicated in life. There's enough complications. Let's not make this one of them. So just sew in a straight line. I've got 5 minutes left. Oh, sew down there. Bit of a back stitch, done. Scissors, happy days. Take it off, spin it over, cut it. Done. Then down here, like this, and it is just a lovely happy fabric. Down here, again, you know, you don't have to worry about what seam allowance is or anything else you're doing. It's entirely up to you. You've designed it, you put it together. Nobody is going to know. But what I have found is that 10 inches is a great, that 10-inch square is a great starting point. And so you do that on your other panel as well. And all of a sudden, there we go. I've got that to work with. And you're going to see just how easy this is. And you'll be kicking yourself going, what? Just silly easy. Silly, silly, silly easy. So again, 2 more straight lines to sew. And the joy of this is that because there's kind of a twist in it, you can do the fabrics in any directions you like. It doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. So the fabrics just working beautifully. So whichever, the reason that I chose all the fabrics out of all the bundles is that I wanted you to be able to buy with confidence whichever ones you like. We'll have a look through those bundles in a second. Now, the plain one is incredible value and should be in everybody's basket. That's the simple fact of that, in my humble opinion. But then you see, I've really enjoyed working with the spots and with the linear. I'm loving that linear. Just gives a different dimension. Bing. Also loving the sewing machine that cuts my thread for me. How much time does that save? Beautiful. Now, right sides together, it's as simple as this. Right sides together and just stick in a couple of pins just to mark them together. You can square these off if you want, but I'm starting to worry about time. So I'm not going to. Have I got plenty of time? Oh, yeah. I might do that then. And it is, you can, whilst I do this, let me show you the spots bundle, because the spots have been really lovely. So the spots coming in there, 1/2 meters with your spots. So this is what, hang on, how many are we getting? 2.5 meters in there with your spots. Perfect. Good job. Grab those spots. They're summery, and actually they make lovely bag linings, things like that as well. They're just a really handy one to have in that stash. So make sure that you grab that. But then you see the linear adds that different texture. Oh, decisions. Which ones are you going for? Let us know. Oh, a message from Geraldine. What does Geraldine have to say? She says, "Hi Tash, hello." Oh, thank you for showing us. Utter pleasure. Oh, thank you for showing us the stand. Oh, pleasure, yeah. Oh, she's wanted to know how to do it for ages. Well, it was one of those things. I was helping out my sister-in-law at This Morning Live and at one of the shows, and I saw these, a version of these, on a stand for £25, and I just thought I can make that, and it's not going to cost me £25. That's for sure. So I have, and it didn't. Is the happy thing about that? So right. I think the only thing that sort of worries people is the fact that it's sort of pyramid-y shape, but it's really easy. Let me just whack a pin in there. Ba, 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 ba. Now, I'm now going to stitch down one side, along the bottom, and up. Okay? It's as simple as that. Just really, really easy. So a nice big fat seam allowance if you're worried. Literally, that is how easy it's going to be. Stitching down one side. Oh, you know I'm throwing pins everywhere, Producer Hannah. My magnetic pin cushion arrived yesterday. We've got that on a later show, and it's fab. If you don't have one yet, you need it in your life. So, needle down, pivot, off we go. Here we go. I will have this finished in just one moment for you. Ba, 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 ba. Needle down, spin, down that last side. Whee! See what I mean? Super, super quick and easy. Get out of my fabric pin. Now, there you go. That's your 3 sides done. Now, the next bit, all you do is open up your bag. So it's basically a bag at the moment. Seam to seam. Seam to seam. Like that. And then, in one end, if you want to be super clever, then you can just line up there. Fold your bag handle in half. Stuff it inside. And then line up those edges there. Stuff that inside. Pin that there. Pin. Pop a pin in there. And then, I mean, if you want to line up those edges, then you can. And what I would say is, I'm going to stitch in 2 places. I'm going to stitch where my bag handle is to just past that center point. And then I'm just going to stitch a little way in there. So I've got this space here for turning. All right. So I've just pulled it apart. It's almost like you were doing your box pleat, your box bases on your bags. That's all it is. So I'm just going to go in a little way and just finish off that stitch there. And cut that. And then I'm going to move that to there so that I'm just going to cover. And I'm just going to do a little holding stitch there and then stitch up to the end. And that now has got my handle in. If you want to reverse or do a holding stitch, then do. That is as technical as it gets. Job done. Just trim off there if you want. And then turn it through. Fill it with your desired stuffing. Job done. That is your bag done. Whilst I turn this through, let me show you all the different fabrics that we've got on the show for you today. So let's take a look. We started off with our brilliant bundles. So we have got for you, where we're going. So let's start spots. Spot bundle first. There's your spot bundle, looking good. And of course I've used a mixture. They all into all of our bundles today. You can buy with confidence because they're all going to work. Mix and match them throughout, doesn't matter, absolutely doesn't matter. Now your plain bundle is that going crazy for the old plain bundle? Yeah, we kind of knew it would. We did kind of know that it would. So if you're after your plain bundle, please do check out your baskets there. Plain bundle is what, $15.95? Here it is. So you've got your yellow, your orange, your pink, your aqua, and your grey. We see all of those colours coming through in the fabrics, which is just fab. And that's what we want to work with. So $15.95 for that OJGC 25 there. But you see, you can, oh, okay, over half stock of that gone. If you just want the spots as well, you can see how they work all beautifully together. So if you want the spots as well, that's $24.95, $24.95 I want to say. Then these are your spots. There we go. And then your linear texture as well, $24.45. And then, of course, don't forget your new fabrics, which is what inspired these bundles in the starting place, which means just fill this. There you go, that's it made. Bright, summery, it's going to cheer anybody up. Now, all I've done is folded over that seam there. I would just press that and then slip stitch when you filled it with whatever you want to fill it with. And there it is. So the fruit salad fabric, which is what we've used there. That's your fruit salad, $6.95. Handle was in the bike. And again, all of these brand new fabrics, $6.95 today. There we go. That is your go by bike. Go by bike. Go, go, go. $6.95 for that one. And then you've got your ice lollies, your pops, and then your big ice creams. Which would you like to show next? Big ice creams. There we go. We are almost out of time for this hour. There's your big ice creams. Again, $6.95. Lots of fun with that one. So popular. Imagine a nice apron or something made out of that. $6.95. IJRW96. I love Hannah's idea of making a tablecloth out of that. And then one more, of course, was the ice lollies. Check out the website. They are all on there. Thank you ever so much for your company. Don't go anywhere. We've got another 2 hours. We've got Jane back next for Oodles of Quilting. We'll see you in just a moment or two.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue, and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78. There are many different ways you can buy from us here at the Sewing Quarter. You can order from us by calling our free phone number at 0800 112 4433 and talk to the team at our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, there are other ways you can buy from us. You can go online and shop through our website at www.sewingquarter.com. You can even watch the show there and shop as you go. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day and only pay a small fee of £2.95 postage and packaging for the whole day. We also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all products excluding custom cut fabric. Our friendly UK-based team will help guide you through every step. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at Sewing Quarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us. There are 5 days for Christmas, and oh, what to buy! Tools and books and festive kits to try. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Welcome back. I have lovely Jane with me this hour, and look what she has created. Now, we promised you a quilt that in certain colours would be perfect for babies, but is just a fabulous design and so suitable for all. Woohoo! Look at that! Yes, it's a good one. Certainly a good one. What was it called? Playing cards. Stack of playing. Card trick. Yeah! And this has come out of our beginner-friendly baby quilt book, which is there. Now, I think it's more size-wise than actual, because it changed the colours and it's not necessarily a baby quilt, is it? So I love these. I'm going to give the quilt to Jay very quickly. Thank you very much. Here we go. This is your beginner-friendly baby quilt book, which has inspired us today. But again, we think relating to the size, all those colours do suggest baby. But don't think, oh, I have to have a baby. You don't. You can borrow one. Check with the parent first, clearly. Don't, just like grab. But let me show you. This is why we love it. Step by step, broken down. And look, all of those half square triangles that Jane showed us how to do earlier, in that. That looks so complicated. Not anymore. Hugs and kisses. Love that. Producer Hannah wants hugs and kisses. She doesn't have a baby. You don't have to. Your budgie, I'm sure, gets a lot of affection. Your floating hearts. Oh, I like that log cabin. That's different, isn't it? I love the frog one. Look at him. So if you do have, maybe you could do that with the ice creams. You could have a summer quilt, a picnic blanket. Oh, yes. And instead of a frog, have an ice cream in the middle. Let's face it, ice cream's going to get spilt on it anyway. Your sailing ships, if you want sort of a nautical theme, then that's a great way to go. Yeah. And then find the pinwheels. Oh, we had to get one of those pinwheels to stick on top of Freddie's sandcastle the other day. They're brilliant, aren't they? All of these in here. Twirling flowers. And where's the one that we've done? I say we. Oh, look at that. That's pretty too. All of these in here. Great inspiration. That's pretty. You could easily do that. If you watched the earlier show and you could do your triangles. That's that one done, isn't it? It's amazing, isn't it? Just learning how to do a triangle. Done. Oh, this is us. Here we go. Now, doesn't that look different in those colours, in the strong primaries? Now, this is called Two Terrific Triangles, but actually, it's got another name, which is your card trick. And that's what we're doing. Pretty in pink, all sorts of different ideas. And so it goes on. Beginner friendly. All of that, less than £10. Happy days. Happy days. We've done various quilts from here before. This is just adding to our stable of quilts of fabulousness. So we'll show you some more of those later. Now, let me show you the fabric because I can see you salivating at our gorgeous array of fabrics in front of them. Now, the colourway that we started off with, this is the one that we made it in. Look at, I've got a really itchy nose. Here we go. Look at these colours. These are your pastels. So again, not gender specific. This is going to work either way. You are getting oodles and oodles and oodles of fabric in this. This is enough to make that size quilt, to make this quilt, with your backing and everything in there. Yeah. So we're giving you 1/2 metre of everything with the spot on. No. The antique white, you're getting 1.5 metres so that you can use that for your backing. There it is. It's all there for you. UCGC 18, $57.95. And you get your thread and, my favourite batting. This is my batting du jour. This is the one that I'm really loving at the moment. It's needle punched. Is that the right term? I want to say yes. So super warm, easy to work with. $57.95. That's all in with your thread and everything else. All in. So each of these bundles today will come with your batting, because that can be an unexpected expense, can't it? If you haven't factored that in, you don't have to. It's coming. It's in there. Wow! Now this was inspired by the colourways that the book had done it in. So in those vibrant, bright, primary colours. Very limited on this already. $57.95. But this is, you know, especially if you are making this for kids, this is actually one that would be brilliant for those boys as well. You get 1.5 metres of the red spot on. That's your backing fabric there. Everything else 1/2 metre, and your thread and then your wadding as well. It's all in there. Okay, we have now got less than 5 of these. Super busy. Please do grab that. If you love that one, please grab it now. $57.95. Producer Hannah, she's only telling us because she doesn't want it to be unfair for you to get, you know, excited and then disappointed. Oh, we don't want disappointment here at Sewing Quarter. Oh, I love this one. You know how we were saying earlier, greys and yellows, perfect for nurseries. Hello, this is the bundle for you. And also for Producer Hannah, because she loves yellow. So this is also spot on. That silver is your 1.5 metres backing. Nice. These are lovely bundles, aren't they? Ooh, very nice. $57.95. That's going to look gorgeous. And if you don't know if you are making it for a little one and you don't know what colour, what flavour, what boy or girl, doesn't matter, or what room, it's going to be lovely because it's got those neutrals in. And actually those yellows aren't really in your face. They're soft, they're gentle, beautiful. Now, saying that, I love a blue. And blue is one of the most popular colours. So here is our blue bundle. Do you know what? Actually, I've got a seaside whale quilt that this would work really well with as well. Oh, yes, yes, yes. All of these fabrics. And if you've got the seaside one with the boats, that would look nice in this as well. That's in the book. $57.95. CHGC 97. Your spot on baby blue up here is your 1.5 metres backing. Lovely. $57.95, and it's all from in the book. Isn't it brilliant? I'm going to take the book with me, although I don't need to. I've got a version over there. I might just anyway, because, you know, greedy, like to. This is the quilt in all its gorgeousness. The colourway that we've used for that is coming up on your screen. It's in the pastels, and that's going to be on your screen just over the top of Jane's head there. Hello, welcome back, by the way. Thank you very much for coming back. I always say that when I've worked with guests for the first time. I'm always thrilled when they actually come back for the second hour.
I'm going to show you how to do the block.
Yay! Is it difficult?
No.
Is it easy then?
Yes, easy-ish.
There was a moment's hesitation there,
you just
Jane.
need to concentrate because it's the placing of the colours.
Oh, okay. So it's not that it's difficult to cut or sew.
No.
It's just be awake when you're
putting it together, because it's very easy to get the block, the unit in the wrong place and think, oh no, I've done it all wrong.
But you haven't.
But you haven't.
Unpick.
You just have to
Do.
move it around a bit.
Now, you said something very interesting to me, which I like. In the kit that you are getting, you're going to show us a shortcut. There are templates in the book.
Yes.
But if you use the technique from the earlier hour, where you put squares together, so 2 sides cut in half, that technique, 8 o'clock, if you missed it, watch it again, then actually you end up having prepped enough for 2 front panels.
Yes, you do. But one of them is reversed, the colour.
The way it spins around, the orientation of it. So you
But
have one going one way, one going the other.
There is enough fabric in the bundle to do that.
So 2 front panels, enough fabric to back one of them.
Yeah.
So you just have to buy extra backing fabric,
Yeah,
which you can get off the website. But this is, I love it when we give you too much. It's never too much.
Never too much fabric.
In the book, full instructions, easy to follow?
Yes, very easy to follow. As I said, the lady uses templates, so they're all in the back of the book.
I'm just finding you your template. Oh, look, how to bind and everything. Here we go, templates in the back.
So for this one, she uses triangle C and triangle K. So triangle C is here, and then triangle C is on the other page. Okay.
Right there.
That one.
Okay.
Now, triangle K is a quarter square triangle, and she's put a grain arrow, because if you're doing quarter squares, you really want the straight edge to be on the straight of grain. I don't think you can see that very well on the template.
If I borrow a white piece of... There's always a way.
Yeah,
she's always a way.
Mark that, because if you're going to draw around a template and then cut it out, if it's got a grain arrow, then try and get that grain arrow on the straight of grain of fabric, just because, you know, triangles, you're working with a bias, and they want that edge at the bottom. They want it on the edge of your block, so you want it on the straight of grain bit. So
if you want to follow it exactly from the book, then cut out your templates. Otherwise, create your squares and your triangles as we did in the earlier hour. And then you've prepped 2 quilts. This is so exciting.
It is.
2 quilts done, prepped, ready to go. Brilliant.
Because we know it's a 12-inch block, we can work back. It's a 9-patch, ultimately. 9 patches making up the block. So it's 12 inches, so we know that we want 4-inch blocks finished. You end up with all these triangles if you do the method that the lady's done in the book, that you then have all these biased edges to sew together. And
now there's a trick with the biased edges, isn't it? And that is with your starch spray, which will be on our shows tomorrow. So if you're after starch spray and you don't already have our best press spray, they are all scheduled in for the shows tomorrow. So watch that. They're only $4.95 a bottle. Watch those tomorrow. Quick question.
Yeah, if you starch your fabric, it's going to help with the bias problem. It's not a problem, but you know, you just have to be more careful. If you've cut all triangles out, then you're going to have a biased edge, and you just have to take care when you're sewing it that you don't pull it, because if you pull it, you're going to stretch it.
Okay. Well, a quick one. Now, someone's asked what this is. What is it? What is it?
It's template plastic.
We have, this is our template plastic that we have for you. Template plastic plain. It's like the most boring photo ever because it's just white. But all you need to do is put a search on the website, template plastic plain, and that will come up, and then you've got that. Job done.
Yeah, and you can just put it over the top of the picture and trace it straight on. Brilliant. On the top of the templates in here. Just place your plastic sheet over the top and just trace it through, because you can see it through.
Use your craft scissors or your craft rotary cutting blade for this.
Do not use your fabric scissors to cut it out.
Oh, I can feel a slap wrist coming on if you do that. Don't do that.
So you've got all these triangles that you're going to sew, and in the book, all the instructions are there of how to sew it together to make the block. And they all fit together, and you end up with the block if you follow the instructions. But I'm going to show you how to do it with the quick piecing method with the 2 squares.
Hooray! Excellent. Excellent, yes, because actually cutting out these templates is going to take a little bit of time, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes quite a long time, and I personally feel. You've got a little bit more room for error because of the thickness of your pen that you're drawing round and the movement of fabric and all those sorts of things. So templates are great, but I prefer squares cut in half and sewed.
Let me give you the template plastic information because, do you know what, you never know when you're going to need it.
It's really
And that's
handy.
the thing. I mean, these are triangles, so these are relatively easy, but it might be a different template that's not so easy to do, in which case, for $2.95, for the cost of your P&P, you're getting your 2 sheets in there, which go a long way. Be frugal with how you use those. Be clever about how you spin it and cut it. FZGQ75, and then it should last you a nice long time.
Okay, so we'll start with the half square triangles, which are the corner units.
Now, these are going to be slightly different measurements. Let's say these measurements for the half square triangle corners.
For the corner, because we want 4-inch finished squares, for a half square triangle, you add 7/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Now, that can be a little bit confusing for people that are not used to inches. So what I always say...
I'm a metric baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rulers are in inches. Each square designate is an inch. So I always say go to the next inch and then just come back 1 notch. We'll put the white under there, we can see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back 1.
And that is your 7/8 of an inch. Now, this is our sewing quarter quilting ruler here. It's $13.95. You can fold your fabric in half, selvage to selvage, and cut this in 1 length. It's a great length ruler to have. What I love about this ruler for this job is it's really clear in terms of your 1/8 of an inch is super clear with this because you've got that vibrant green and then that black, which means that whatever colour fabric you're working on, it's really going to work. And you've got these little reminders as well along there. So that's why I really rate this ruler for that. $13.95. Hurrah.
Lovely. So I cut a strip of fabric from the width of fabric and at 4 7/8, and then I cut that strip up into 4 7/8 inch squares.
Okay.
In the book, I think she says you need 18 triangles of each colour.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get 2 triangles from each square, you only need 9 of each.
So already we've saved ourselves half the time.
Yeah, because you cut in just squares and not triangles. And so you're going to get 2 from each one. So if you cut 9 of each of the colours, as she says, 18 triangles in the dark blue there. If you cut 19...
You've got 1 spare.
If you've got, you're going to go cut 9. But you'll have to cut 10 because of it being in 2s.
Ah, yes, of course.
So you need 5.
This is one of those patterns that I would look at and have no idea how it was done. Just think it was super clever. And have no idea.
You would look at it and you'd think, oh my gosh, all those triangles.
How does that work? So we do, as we did earlier, mark down the centre.
Mark along the diagonal line, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch either side.
Okay, let's do that. Excellent. Now, to reiterate, we have given you so much fabric in this bundle. $57.95 gives you, now this is the bright bundle details, which is this. So if you're after bright, this is what we consider bright. It's bright. You also get the batting, you also get your thread. The amount of fabric, we've given you enough to do 2 fronts of this design. The backing fabric enough for 1 back, so you just have to get a different backing fabric or another backing fabric and your batting if you want to make 2. But otherwise, this makes 1 with loads left over.
Yeah, or you can make it bigger. I'll show you what, because I said about it being in reverse. If you do it the way I'm doing it, you're going to get another set of blocks, but they're going to be in reverse. Which sounds a bit complicated, but basically you've got the blue, green, red and yellow. What will happen is it will go
the other way.
It just goes round the other way.
So it overlaps in the opposite way.
Yeah, so you could put those together on your quilt if you wanted to, alternating them, just to give a different effect.
Yeah.
And you could get a bigger quilt then. You could make a bigger quilt.
Excellent.
Single-ish size.
The pastel bundle, which is the one that we made it out of here. I say we. I didn't make it. Jane made it. beautifully. She made it beautifully. That's it in those colours. Timeless pastel colours.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And we were saying about the size of this, actually. You have here we go. The bundle details are coming up for you. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Isn't it pretty? You can't go wrong with that, can you?
No, it's so
For
lovely.
your girl, it
It's
works.
fresh.
$57.95, UCGC 18, including your wood, including your thread and your backing, all in there. You said that your mother has a term for this size.
Yes, she calls it a nap quilt.
I'm so with her on that.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock this morning, we could have all crawled under it and had a nap.
Yes.
But it is because it's not necessarily just for a baby. We've seen how it changes with the colours.
Yeah. My mum made one for each of my boys because she used to look after.
How many boys have you got?
I've got 2 boys.
2 boys.
They're men now, and they used to have. They used to stay with her quite a bit while I was at work, and she had these quilts that she called nap quilts because they would go over them when they were having their afternoon nap, just to give them a bit to snuggle under while they were just having their snooze.
Now, producer Hannah says she's in her 20s and is still up for a nap.
Yeah, it works for everybody.
Absolutely, and perfect colours for that. Yes, it's the perfect size for that.
It is.
Have it over the back of your sofa,
Yeah.
and just sometimes, with a bit of a chill, you don't actually want to put the heating on.
Just stick it over your knee or wrap it around your shoulders. Perfect.
And invariably, a cat will then arrive as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or
If you have a cat, obviously, your neighbours might complain if it's theirs. Right.
So we've sewn 1/4 inch either side.
Yes.
And we're going to cut down the diagonal line that we drew down that middle one.
Ta-da! Perfect.
And
do I need to get the iron out?
Yes, we'll need the iron.
Yes, I can do that. I thought that's my new job in life, generally ironing. Karen, hello, Karen in Staffordshire. She says, could use the Creative Grids Flying Geese ruler for the triangles. Yes, you could.
Yes, you could.
Yes, you could. Depends what you've got at home, isn't it? We have to cover all bases.
Yeah.
We just don't know what people have got at home. So, okay, so press it, seal the thing. I'm just reiterating what I've learnt about my ironing, and then just flick it back.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's a joy, isn't it? Really bright, bold colours here. Loving these. Again, these are the colours that just don't go out of fashion. My son's got lots of things with stars on, and they seem to be the fabrics that are on trend at the moment. Seem to be all of these colours and with stars. So this would sit very nicely.
Yes.
Do you want that last one doing?
That
Or is
was,
that done?
that's
Oh,
done.
it's done
That's
already.
done. That's
okay,
the prepped one.
perfect.
So we've got their 4.5 inch. These are going to be the corner triangles, and you'll do those with each of your 4 colours.
Right.
If you do 5 white squares and 5 of your colour squares, you'll end up with 20.
Right.
No, sorry, 10.
Okay.
10 of these, which you need 1 of each colour for each block. So you'll have enough for your 9 blocks plus 1 left over.
Excellent.
So you've got all of those. That's the corner blocks done, and you'll do those in all of the colours. She says, frantically searching for the colours.
Where are the other colours? Where are they? Where are they? They're in there
together.
somewhere. Super organised.
So you have your four corners. And you've done them in your colours.
So your white is always on the outside.
Yeah, for the corner one.
Okay.
Then we're going to do, I call this a 3/4 square unit. Now really it's not 3/4 squares because they're not quarters, but it's 2/4 and a half. And we're going to do a half square triangle and then add another square on top. Now because the half square triangle that we're going to do in the first place becomes quarters, we go back to that 1/4 square triangle where we add 1 1/4 inches to the finished size.
So we want a 4-inch finished size, so add 1 1/4, 5 1/4 inch square.
That's right.
Okay.
So we've got, again, the plain in the colour and 1 white one.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll do this for each, presumably?
Yeah, each colour you'll do this. Again, if you do 5 of each, you're going to end up with 10. Brain's not working, 10. But this will give you even more. So you'll have double again.
You're gonna
it's
have,
gonna,
yeah,
it's,
you're going to
it
have
sounds
leftovers.
quite, it sounds quite confusing, but it isn't really.
It's just going to make...
it makes sense when you see
yes,
it.
and full instructions in the book. If you don't want to do it this method, then cut out your templates and follow the instructions step by step in the book. The book is, down the bottom, £9.95, under £10. And we have, well, let's face it, every quilt that we went through, that we looked at, we went, oh, yes, love to make that. Oh,
They're
yes.
all lovely. And, you know, they don't have to be baby quilts, do they? You can make more of the same block and make them bigger.
They don't. You know, I mean, for example, the one on the back there, when we had all those galaxy fabrics, that would have been perfect out of that. But any colours is going to be perfect. And I mentioned earlier that within the book, we also, there was the boat one, which is upside down.
It's lovely, isn't
Lucy Brennan made this one.
Beautiful.
And again, that's in the book, which is, again, another timeless classic. It's fab.
Half square triangle.
Absolutely. That's it. You start to spot these things, don't you? A mile off.
Brilliant.
So once you can do those half square triangles, and again, to do the corner of the boat there. So if you can sew a straight line and a square and a half square triangle, you can do this one, again, out of the book. I'll show it you in the book.
Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Pop that there, and I'll find it in the book. They're lovely, aren't they? All these different ideas. Here it is. Sailing, sailing. Sailing, sailing, sailing. In the book. And so you can see how each block is broken down. Half square, half square, half square. And then just normal squares, normal coloured squares. Step and then step by step, how to put them together, how to make them, how to put them together. Easy peasy. This is beginner friendly. It really is, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And it's a good one, again, for building your skill base, because she starts with squares and then she moves on. And it just, if you went from the beginning of the book to the end, you would have built up your skill base.
Great way to do it.
Because it just gets a little bit more... not complicated, but, you know, another skill.
Yeah. So you're building on that base as you go. Or you might be an experienced quilter and go, I love that, I'm just going to have that, that design and do it in whatever colourway. Sometimes it's the colourways that are the most complicated thing to sort out. We've sorted that because we've put some beautiful colourways together for you, so we'll have a look at those in a minute. How are we getting on? What do we need to do next?
Well, we've done the 2 half square triangles there. So we're now going to put, so we've got this effect here. We're going to put a square, and on this one we're doing the blue against the green. You just have to follow the pattern in the book to work out which colour you're going to put over. And
it's all in the book. It's all very clearly done in the book.
What you could do if you wanted to do it in different colourways is just sketch out the pattern and just mark your colours, so that you know, when you can keep referring back to it, you can keep checking which fabric you want to go where.
I can't find it now. I've lost it in the book.
Page 50, I think.
Oh, okay. That helps. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And again, all the instructions in the book.
I think you can see on that diagram it's broken down into the triangles there, so you could just copy that and just write a little note for yourself as to which fabric you want where.
This is what I love. Look, all showing you step by step how to do it. And because it's so colourful,
easy to follow.
Really easy to follow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
So, because we've done quarter squares here, we started with the 5 1/4.
Yes.
But the square that's going over the top to make this half is now back to 4 and 7/8.
Oh, right, okay.
Because we've got the seam allowance taken in from there.
Oh, yeah, because you get half from each. So, yeah, okay.
And what we're going to do with that plain square, we're going to mark the diagonal on it again, but it's going in the opposite direction to the diagonal that we've got sewn.
Right.
So you place that on top, but that diagonal there is opposite to the one underneath.
Okay.
And we're going to sew 1/4 inch either side.
So once you've got this idea of 1/4 inch either side, and do you know what, if you can't work out the maths, just make your square and measure it and then cut the square the same size to go to the top.
Yeah.
You can always do it that way. Doesn't matter. That's the thing that I always forget, is that it's not just 1/4 of an inch, it's 1/4 of an inch from both pieces of fabric.
Yes.
Which takes it down
It takes
by
it down
1/2
again.
inch.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
It's gone a bit off.
It's coming together actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite, once you've got into the process of doing it, it's quite a quick method.
Quick make.
So you've sewn wobbly 1/4 of an inch either side of that.
Your perfect one, yes. Wobbles happen.
Cutting on that diagonal line. And then you're going to have what I call a 3/4 square, which isn't 3/4, but hey.
Does it? That works. That works for me.
Yeah.
That looks lovely. I'm going to press it for you as well. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? This is excellent. Because I have to say, I did look at it and think, oh,
Yeah, don't get it.
I don't see how that is a beginner. But actually, when you break it down like this, it really is lovely. This is what it looks like, finished. Wow. Actually, there you can see, you can really see, can't you, how all of those triangles go together.
Yeah. Now, I said to you before
Yes.
that you're going to have one going one way and one going the other way.
Oh, this illustrates it perfectly.
This is what happens. You're not going to be able to use one of these units in the block. It's going to make another unit.
Okay.
So
put it to one side.
Look at the one that does fit.
Yeah.
Which goes there. And put the other one out of the way. Because if you keep it lying around and you try and do that, it's going to make another pattern.
Oh, well, which is lovely, but not the one we're
not
going
what you
for.
want. But
I
if you
would have
keep
a
it to
box.
one side, because when we do the middle unit,
Yes.
you're going to get a reverse, and it works
Oh, okay.
with that. So it's not completely like, oh, that's a waste of time.
So not just put it in your box for the next quilt.
You could do, but it will work.
Okay.
So you then make all of the 3/4 square units to go in there.
Oh, this is excellent. I'm so intrigued as to how these things go together. I'm so intrigued as to how people's minds work to get these.
It fascinates me,
together.
and I always think,
who came up with it in the first place?
Yes. Who made that pattern? So there we go. That's your 3/4 squares.
And there it is coming together already. Very nice. I'm going to leave us there for just one moment and go and have a look. So just take that in, and I'll be back.
We'll do the middle one.
Okay, so let's have a look at the bright bundle. This is the one that we have been using. Now remember, we've got very limited stock of this one, so please check out your basket if you have got it in your basket. So you are getting 1.5 meters of your spot-on red. That is your backing fabric. 1/2 meter of all the others. Your thread, your wadding, all included. $57.95. And the wadding that we've put in there is perfect for little ones. It's 100% cotton. I do believe. Is it 100%? I think it's 100% cotton. Yes, warm and natural. There we go. But it's perfect, and also perfect if you're using some of the lighter fabrics as well. It's absolutely perfect for that. You're not going to get a colour distortion from using a different colour one. Let's have a look at the baby pastels over here, and this is the one that it's made in, looking gorgeous. Now, your 1.5 meters here is it your white or is it your yellow spot on? It's the spot on. Yeah, I think all the spot-ons are your backing ones on these. So that is $57.95 for your baby girl pastel quilt. And that makes this. Ta-da! Looking rather lovely. Yeah. And then, here we go. This is your grey one. The grey and yellow, classic. Absolutely lovely. Which is it? So it's your silver spot on in this one. Silver spot on in this one, which is your backing one. And of course you get your batting, wadding, depending on which side of the pond you are. And your thread, all in there. All is 6.5 meters of fabric in there. Loads. Absolutely loads. And again, you've got those different shades of grey, different shades of yellow in there, but they are all gentle. And that's what I really like about these. So £57.95, TCGC 10, 6.5 metres of fabric, and your wadding, and your thread. This is just seriously good value for money. Now the final one, I love these blues. I think this one's my... I know that the grey is producer Hannah's favourite. I think the blue one, I think might be mine. I do like it an awful lot. It's ever so pretty. It's just what's going to work in your home or who you're making it for. Now then, a metre of each and then a metre and a half of your spot on. I think I've been saying half a metre of each. Sorry, it's apologies. It's a metre of each fabric and a metre and a half of your spot-ons in these. My mistake. It's just habit. You know, we say half a metre. It's a metre because you're getting 6.5 metres in total. Oodles and your wadding and your thread. £57.95, CHGC 97. Hurrah! And of course, the book that these all came out of is your beginner-friendly baby quilts, which we've also got on the show and we'll show you in just one moment.
Right.
What's next?
We're going to do the middle one.
Yay!
And that is a quarter square triangle.
Okay.
So we're going, because we've got a different colour in each one, we're going to make 2 lots of half square triangles.
Okay.
And then join the 2 different colours together.
Okay.
And because it's quarter square, we're adding an inch and a half to the
Yes.
finished size. So
Yes.
5.25 inch squares of the 4 colours. I put the blue and the green together.
So is the rule of thumb, the number of cuts you make, add a half an inch?
I think because of the triangles and Pythagoras and all of that, and I don't really know because I'm not a mathematician.
A squared equals B squared plus C squared and all of that, yeah.
The rule that's there that's been created by somebody that knows, 7/8 of an inch for a half square triangle and 1 1/4 for quarter square triangles.
We'll work with that. That works. We'll go with that.
Any square, rectangle, anything else, always add half an inch.
Oh, yeah, so it's just the triangles that are tricky. Tricky triangles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, diagonal line. I go with the lighter fabric just because it's easier to see. Always marking from the middle out, again, because we've got that bias.
But much easier with using that pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1/4 inch either side.
Okay, off we go again. Now, you can do it this way, you can do it how it is in the book and use the templates that are in the book. However, you are going to get this effect, and it really is stunning. Loving it.
Oh, come and thread it.
Really loving it. £9.95. What did you say, producer Hannah? You're doing what? It is really effective. It looks far more complicated than it actually is. If you can do a triangle, you can do this quilt. Brilliant. In fact, actually, the most complicated thing is making sure that you get the right colour with the right colour. It's not actually the sewing, it's just being organised with your colours. That's all it is. Lovely. Okay, now, the book, let me show you again, because we've also made the sailboat, sailing. So we've already been inspired by this book on other shows. I think we really think it's baby about the size. You see, for me, this is a beach day blanket. Take it to the beach, have your picnic on it. Perfect for that.
And you could make more blocks if you wanted to make it bigger.
Of course you can.
You
Yeah,
know,
once you've got it. So
and
it's
the bundles that you've got at the moment would make, you know, at least another 3 blocks. Maybe you'd have to add more to your backing, but with what you've got, you could piece a backing to make it bigger because you've still got quite a bit left over.
It's always away. Always away. Now, the pastels are what we've got down there for you. So £57.95. 6.5 metres of fabric. This is incredible value. And your wadding and your thread. All in.
Yeah.
It's great, so you can't go wrong.
What was it? It was 57.
£57.95.
For a quilt. I mean, I know you're not going to factor in your time and stuff like that, but that's really good value for a quilt to give as a gift as well.
Yeah.
So we've done down the middle, cut it. We've got half square triangles. We're going to do the same with the red and yellow, and we're going to take one of each.
Okay.
So we've got a red and a yellow, and a green and a blue.
We've got a message. Susie says, Jane's looking vibrant on a dull morning, lovely to see. Her dress matches the fabric, wonderful and talented.
Well, thank you very much. I don't think I designed it to go with the fabric.
Yeah. There you go. Did you make that dress?
No, I didn't. It's a lovely dress.
Producer Anna said she really wanted you to, so that she could have one too. Producer Anna, are you just getting everyone to make your wardrobe? Are you just getting everyone to make your wardrobe? Yes, slowly, discreetly, until I actually call her on it. But yeah, that's what's happening.
So now we're going to put these two together.
Okay.
We're going to put the blue against the yellow and the red against the green.
This is covered in the book.
Yes.
Getting the colours in the right places is just follow the book.
And because I've pressed the seams in opposite directions, I always tend to press to the dark side. You get that nesting and locking the seams in going, which gives you that lovely meeting of the middle, nice meated points.
But that's when you start to see a really beautifully made quilt, isn't it, with all of those points meeting beautifully. And this is a great way to get that done.
So I'm going to mark the diagonal in the opposite direction to the seam line. And we're going to sew 1/4 inch either side again.
But again, this is ingraining a technique, isn't it? Yeah. This is, you will now be able to do any quilt with triangles in.
Yeah.
Without fear.
It's a pretty foolproof method, really. It's remembering that little formula for your sizes. I think that could be the tricky thing, particularly if you're not used to inches.
We might have to just write that down somewhere and put it on social media somewhere for people to see and to remember. You can, of course, always watch the shows back on YouTube. They are catalogued by the date. So just remember the date that the show went out, and then you can find it from there. That's how they say every single show that we've done goes up on YouTube, and it will be there for you to watch whenever you want. It loops on our website as well for the rest of the day, and until we start again tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Lovely.
Is it John in tomorrow? It's not me. I think it's John in tomorrow. Yeah.
So then we press that open. And this is where I said about the fact that you've got two, but one's in reverse, if you like.
Yes.
So this one's got the blue, green, red, yellow, but this one goes blue, green, red, yellow, anti-clockwise.
Okay. Yes.
So this is
where one will work, and one you put aside for your next one.
If you try and put this one in, you'll be like, oh God, I've sewn it
wrong.
wrong. But you haven't, because that one fits.
Or you'll just keep frantically turning it, going, why doesn't this match up? Why doesn't this match up?
So there it goes. That's the middle. And then what I did was I sewed that row. So I sewed those two to the middle one, those two to the middle one, and those two, and then sewed the rows together.
You know that whizzy technique that you showed us for the middle, so you don't get a big clump in the middle. Would the same apply here? Could you do the same with this one?
You can do the same with this one. You can.
Can we just see that again? This I've not seen this before, which is just why I wanted to show it. I'm not showing. I asked Jane to show it again. So
we're going to unpick just those couple of stitches up to the seam line.
You don't go past the seam line.
No.
That would be really silly.
Well, it won't do anything except may possibly end up with a hole in your quilt. Just a couple of stitches on both sides. There might only be one, there might be two. Just up to that seam line that you've done. And then when you open it out on the back, one will go up and one will come down, and you get a lovely little checkerboard effect in the middle. You can see that.
And that just reduces that bulk down.
It just takes some of, because I don't know if you can see on the other one. I'll bring it up. Oh, sorry, cameraman. It's quite bulky in the middle. There's quite a lot of fabric going on there. But by doing this little technique of folding them back, it just reduces the bulk and makes it lie
You
flatter.
can really see the difference there. And then you can appreciate your points.
Yes.
My tip would be, if you've got slightly squiffy points in the middle, don't do that. Just enjoy the bulk and it might look like it's meant to be there.
With this technique, it's very difficult to get squiffy points in the middle. It really is. It's really hard to...
Oh, but this is my talent in life. Everyone's got to have a super talent, and that's mine. Now, Christine says, lovely quilt being made. Please can you show the quilting on the finished sample close up? I'm going to show it to you from the back. And also we did a strip down the back so that you can make everything go a bit further. So there it is.
The fabric's just not quite wide enough, so I added a strip in, which had left over from the fabric in the pack. It's just that the width of the fabric just isn't quite wide enough.
Now, let me show you. Let's show it on this one, on the front of it. If we can, which way is best to see it? Can you? So you've basically gone in what, 1/4 of an inch round the shapes?
Echo quilted it. It's
called. That's a term. That's a thing.
Echo quilting. You can go in as close or as far away as you want, but what you don't sew in the ditch basically. So you're not sewing in the seam line. You're just going around the shape. So I haven't quilted in all the seams. I've just gone around the shape. I did.
It's lovely. It's a lovely effect.
It is. I did in the ditch between the blocks and on the white, just along there, just to give it a bit more stability, really, because I think if you just did the echo quilting around the block, I think it might not quite lie so flat.
So there is a stitch running in there and then echoed in there.
I think if you turn it over, you can see it sort of gives it like a parallel effect on the back. Which looks
really
quite
lovely.
Nice, yeah. I have to say a big thank you to my mum because she hand stitched all the binding down for me.
Did she?
Yeah, because I was just a little bit short for time and I wanted to go out and have Chinese with my friends, so she did it for me because she's lovely.
I love the honesty. Where would we be without our mums, eh?
Oh,
Aren't
God,
they fab?
completely lost.
Thank you, Mum, for that. What is Mum's name so we can thank her properly?
Kate.
Kate, thank you very much.
She is an avid viewer.
Oh, hang on. That's a completely different feel hung like that, isn't it? Oh, yes. Whichever way around you want to do, I think it probably will fall off. Let's put it back as it is. Yay!
So I did say to you that you're going to end up with one that goes the wrong way round and this block in the middle that doesn't...
Is this going to work now with this one?
Yeah, so what I can show you is I've got all the other ones from the block I made. So following the pattern, and this is where you have to just think about it a moment because it doesn't, that's the
Which way around? Oh, no, okay, so if we do, can we start? It's like doing a jigsaw. Start at the edges with your single coloured one, your two-tone ones with the whites.
Yeah.
And then work your way, oh no, look, you've got this, she's got this sorted. It's almost like you've done this before.
You'd think I had,
in an entire quilt.
You'd think I had.
Yeah.
Except I haven't got all the coloured ones for the corners. No.
Oh.
Oh, I thought I'd done that. Never mind.
We can start to get the idea, though, of how it goes round. So,
but if you can see, it goes round in a different way.
So one goes clockwise, one goes counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. We're not American.
No.
We're anti-clockwise, yes.
So you could put... I thought I'd done those. Never mind.
You'll find them. They'll probably be sitting on the desk or something else. That's where I always find everything.
So you could alternate them.
Yes. I quite like that idea, actually.
You know, and you could spin it round slightly so that that green was in the opposite.
Yes, in the opposite corner. Yeah.
So you'd have a different effect. So they weren't all the same. They were just slightly.
So my next question is, could you do a completely different pattern on your second quilt?
I don't know that you... Well, I suppose you could if you could play with the orientation of the blocks and maybe get something else. And
spin things just around.
Spin things around and see what happened.
But just spin them in the same way?
Yeah, just play with it and see what you get.
Oh, you start to get a pinwheel.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
if that one goes back in there, hey. You see, I've got her spinning now.
we can move it.
There's plate spinning and then there's quilt spinning.
You can move everything around, can't you? At the end of the day, you can play with it and make all sorts of different shapes going on. You could swap that block over.
I like you see we've started something here.
Yeah, you can make all sorts of things going on.
Oh, I like.
Put that green one there.
But you can make you see you can make anything, can't you?
Yeah,
All
you can
sorts
just
to fit
play
in.
with it.
Oh, lovely. Is there any? You see, I like this one. You know, this one is your baby's pal, and it's got the frog in the middle. But I think that if you like ice cream and you love the earlier fabrics, you could do that with an ice cream in the middle. You could fussy cut the ice cream, those big ice creams that we had, and you could put ice creams in.
Yeah, and then you could use the little ice lollies ones, couldn't you? For
The fruit.
border? Yeah,
yes.
the fruity ones. Yeah.
Or the pops.
Yeah.
The ice pops. So, you know...
And like you said, picnic blanket.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because, you know, there might be some people that look at that and go, well, I don't have a frog, so I'm not going to do it. You don't need to have a frog. You just need to have a beautiful pattern fabric. It might be, if you're doing a really grown-up one, that you've got a beautiful floral. Think of the Tilda fabrics. Some of those, especially in the circus flower range, you've got the beautiful big circus and clown flowers, and you could maybe just fussy cut so that that was in the centre and make that your focal point. Oh, I'm quite tempted with that. How many are in there, actually? I'm having a quick look how many you've got. Normally I can tell you off the top of my head, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that gives you a little taster. 62p a quilt. And in the back, you get all the templates. It's just, okay, this page sums up why I love this book. Because something that looks really complicated, there is no way on earth that I would have looked at that and thought that that was achievable. But now, Jane, because you've told me that I can do a half square triangle, actually I can do that.
Yeah, and it gives you all the colour combinations as well, so you'd know which square to put with which to get the finished effect.
Nice. Yeah. Jane, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Talking of colour combinations, we will go and have a look at all of our other colour combinations. But look, there's so much in here. So, oh, I like the pinwheels. That makes me think of beaches.
Yes, sandcastles.
With the sandcastles. But, oh, hang on. Oh, look at that. That would be nice with your Tilda as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, mind you, I think everything looks nice in Tilda.
Yeah, you can't go far wrong, can you?
But you see, all of these colour combinations that we've got for you today are just going to give such a different feel. Your starry stars would be lovely in the bright, wouldn't it? Or maybe if you did it in the greys and the yellows.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice. All options. Grab the book, grab your fabric. Now you see that one?
That
looks like a chessboard.
Yeah. It's such a lovely, it's a straightforward one, and it'd be a lovely one, a quick-ish one to do as a baby shower present.
Yes.
You know, it wouldn't take you long to do that one.
There they are. That's pretty. Oh, that and the fabrics that we had earlier, the tutti frutti type fabrics.
Yeah.
Would it look lovely? It does look like an ice cream falling out of a dish. Into my belly. Yum, 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 yum. This always happens. About 11 o'clock, about 11's time,
yeah.
Producer Hannah starts talking about food. I forget that I'm on air, and then, start thinking about food as well. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's one of those things. We get hungry about this time. Beautiful colours, a gorgeous book, lots of different inspiration. Jane, you've been an absolute star. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
What a gorgeous quilt. And thank
Lovely.
you to Kate, Jane's mum, for binding the edges.
Thank you.
Right, see you again soon. And this is what Jane made for us. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Now, this one, that particular bundle that we've made that out of, is this one here. You've got your purples, your pinks, your yellows, your greens. Metre of each and 1.5 meters of your spot on. And there's your thread. And of course, don't forget, we've even put the wadding in there too. Hurrah! Less than 10 of those left. Less than 10 of those, single figures. Now, another one we don't have very many of at all is the colourway that we went for today. This is the one that we've made it out of today. Again, your spot-on fabric here is your 1.5 metre backing, a metre of all of these. That's why you've got so much left. That's why you've got enough for 2 front patchworks and 1 backing. Don't forget you get your thread, and of course you're also going to get your wadding as well. £57.95. Maybe the greys and the yellows. Has this one been the most popular? It is very lovely, very lovely. So the greys and the yellows have been most popular this hour. Actually, as they were in the first hour as well, the greys and the yellows. It's just a grey and yellow kind of a day. Very on trend. And it does have that soft nursery type feel if you are going baby quilt. But also, it suits producer Hannah's house colours, just if, you know, if anyone wants to make it for her. £57.95 TCGC10. And then my favourite, the blue. I just love these shades of blue. I do think they're absolutely gorgeous. So each of these £57.95. That's your grey and your yellow. And this is the blue. Here it is. I just love all those different shades, all working beautifully together. And then you've got your baby blue spot on there for your 1.5 metre of your backing. There's your thread. CHGC97. Happy days. So, different feels for different quilts. I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of other quilts in that book that you could do with this bundle. So actually grab the book and then you can play, can't you? These bundles put together so we know you've got absolutely ample ammo to do the quilt that we've done today. That that lovely, what was it? Card trick. That's the technical name of it. Right, now, next hour, we've got bundles, threads, storage galore. So don't go anywhere. Well, grab a cup of tea and join us in just a moment.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue, and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 AM to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
So today I'm going to be showing you how to sew a satin stitch. This is basically a line of straight stitches covering an area, let's say a petal, and they'll be parallel and adjacent to each other, giving you a nice satin finish. So I'm using embroidery thread, and I do have a knot in the end just for the purpose of this demonstration. So I'm going to be taking my needle from the back to the front of my work, and I'm just going to sew a simple square. So I've done my first line of stitching. And you can see that I'm coming in very close, but not through the same hole that I did before. So my next line of stitching will be parallel to the one I've just created. So I'm going to keep doing that. There we have our satin stitch.
There are 5 days till Christmas and oh, what to buy? Tools and books and festive kits to try. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th.
Well, hello and welcome back. This is our last live hour this morning. Oh, yes. And I have got lovely fabric bundles for you. If we get time this hour, I'm going to show you how to make the quickest bag known to man. I feel a bit like a time challenge. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So don't quote me on that, but we'll see what we can do. I've got for you 5 gorgeous fabric bundles. I've got storage solutions. I've got just gadgets and good things. Right, I'm going to start. Can we start off with chickens? Let's go chickens. What is going on in the chicken pen at home? Let me just update you for those of you who are interested in my chickens. Otherwise, just look at the pretty fabrics. 1/2 metre of each of these. As some of you may know, we now have chickens at home. 3 different coloured chickens called the Andrews sisters. So Patricia, Laverne and Maxine. They have now been joined by Houdini, whose other friends were eaten by a fox. So she's come to join us. She is Houdini by name, Houdini by nature. And this reminds me, I love this one because it reminds me of my chickens. It's that farmhouse kitchen chicken look. Really pretty. If you wanted to, then you could pick out that red £13.95, 1.5 metres of fabric there. But it's your classic, isn't it? Because you've got your gingham there, your plain, and then your chickens. I am actually very tempted to make a little egg basket for Freddie out of this, because he would love that. Because every day he has, Mummy, can we go and see if the chickens have laid me more eggs? They have. They're good little layers. So we now have Houdini and the Andrews sisters, which sounds like a great name for a band. So if you want something that's going to be that lovely country kitchen feel, grab that one. Or if you just want just a nice rustic type bag, that one. Perfect. Right. Carrot. Carrot, says producer Hannah. I think she means let's look at the orange bundle. Unless, oh, it's called the carrot bundle fabric. And here's why, all the oranges. Oh, we've got that papaya spot on again. Producer Hannah has never been a fan of papaya to eat. The colour's pretty. Look at all of those though. It's like a sunset. It is like, you know, is it the sort of Moroccan-y type, you know how they, yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a sort of Moroccan style, but then at sunset. That's what I'm seeing there, rather than carrot. £14.95. It's 1.5 metres. Phone up if you want and ask for carrot. They know what you mean. Oh, yes. This one, oh, the green, no, the green one. This is producer Hannah's favourite. You see, I think that this mix and matches in beautifully with your chickens. You could mix that in with your chickens. Oh, look, you've got it with the grey. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. You are into your grey, aren't you there, producer Hannah? So you've got your ticking style there. Then the green that matches perfectly. And I really like it with the grey spot. I didn't know that grey and green went so well, but with this lovely silver shade and that, really, really pretty. It's a fresh take on pastel, I think. Even floor manager Jay's going, yeah, I like that. I like that. And he is our boy barometer, remember. Pot covers, you say, producer Hannah. For herbs. Do you need to cover your herbs? Oh, the pots. Oh. I thought you were making like hats for your plants now. No, I'm with you now. Yes, little plant pot holders. Yes. Yes, yes. You are... Honestly, the conversation that's going on upstairs. You are meant to keep potatoes in a bag. You're meant to. Is this something from Going Green? Yeah, there we go. That's why. I do actually have a potato bag. You're quite right, producer Hannah. Oh, we'll make you a potato bag. Maybe we'll make it out of the chickens. This is your turquoise check and yellow fabric bundle. We've never bought a check like this before, and I really like it. Check it out. $16.95. Yes. There are just sad nods going on in the studio. I can't believe you said that. $16.95. We don't have much Cloud9 fabric, but this is from Cloud9, and it is a lovely weight. It feels lovely. Cloud9 is an American company, but just look at that. That's going to be beautiful to work with. Oh, you know what I would do with this? As a scarf. It would be lovely. I'm just being very careful of my microphone. Yeah. Rolled hems, good excuse to try those rolled hems. You see, because you'd only need that width, so if you just cut it lengthways in half, you could have, or you could do one of those infinity scarves that I've seen. I think actually we did a show on an infinity scarf. Lovely. You could make a knickerchief for your dog that you don't have yet, Producer Hannah. Yeah. Oh, hang on. You know what? You've started trouble now, Producer Hannah, saying that because floor manager Jay wants a puppy with his girlfriend, and they would love a puppy. That comes out wrong, just that they're going to try for a puppy. No, they would like to try and get a puppy. Jay's just crying in the corner. It's the last hour. What can I say? I'm sorry about that. But yeah, he would like a neckerchief for when they try for their puppy. No, when they get the puppy. Oh, it's all going. Shut up, Natasha. Carry on showing fabric. It's safer. Right. Danielle, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. Danielle is floor manager Jay's girlfriend. I'm so sorry. I just apologise. I love this one. You could make your root vegetable bag out of this, Producer Hannah. Oh, this is the one. This is the one that you need for your vegetable bags. I don't think it has potatoes on it, but that's because potatoes aren't the prettiest vegetables, whereas turnips are, and carrots. It's got... Oh, a bowl full of turnips. Doesn't that just look lovely? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Producer Hannah says there's no hope for my husband if I think a turnip's beautiful. It looks pretty on the fabric. My husband's very handsome. It's all going wrong. Should we look at storage? Is that safer? Yeah. Oh, the book. Let's have a look at the book. We were meant to read this earlier, but we got carried away and didn't make it. Now, when this is gone, this is gone. Just so that you know, Producer Hannah loves this, so she's mounting a one-woman. She just wants this back, so she's trying to talk to the powers that be to get more of these. But as it stands, when it's gone, it's gone. This is your weekend quilting booklet, $7.95. Don't be surprised if you end up with some kind of petition that Producer Hannah's produced to try and get more of these. $7.95. This is your weekend quilting booklet. Basically, some of the ideas from the magazines that have proved really, really popular that lots of you have managed to make in a weekend. Edited by our very own Jenny Fox Proverbs. There she is, looking super elegant. She's got a good mane of red hair, hasn't she? Yeah, there she is, looking fabulous. You might know her from our shows where she talks us through the books. As an editor, she's read a lot of books, and she likes to tell us what she likes most about them. Now, this is your relaxed trend. These are all things you can make in a weekend. I'm very tempted by this. Is this a long week? It might be a long weekend. Who knows? So cute clam shells. Now, this is a little bit like the Panda Pop quilt that we had, but without the panda. But it was a. Look, we had Joe over yesterday. Oh, it's like a book full of friends, isn't it? This, I like it. No, not like your own diary phone book. This would look amazing with that bright bundle that we had earlier. It's all descended into madness here at Satin Court. I do apologise. Ooh, I want to do that one. And of course, the boys upstairs, all they're seeing are the robots. We did make a robot though, didn't we, on one of the shows? That was particularly good. Oh, everyone's basketing the fabrics. Please check them out to make sure that you get them. Basketing it is now a verb. We're going with that. Yeah. I don't know if that's what basketball players say. I don't know. We quilt. We don't basket. Here we go. Lots of inspiration for things that you can just do over a weekend. Curves. This is your rainbow ripple. Yeah. Do you think that if you did that all in reds, it would just be a raspberry ripple? What do you think? Back to those ice creams, isn't it? Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Oh, yeah. But then you see that zigzag. Classic, modern, great for men. Oh, hang on. Our boy barometer's left the studio floor. Oh, these are nice. Your fabric key fobs. Yeah, nice gift out of just your stash offcuts. Producer Hannah, you've got a new key ring, haven't you? Yeah, Producer Hannah's got a lovely new key ring. She does like a good key ring. She does. Yeah. This is your geometric table set. Oh, you could do this out of your turnip fabric. We didn't call it turnip fabric, did we? What did we call the fabric that has turnips on? The beautiful turnips. That's a whole other show. Oh, hang on. We've got a couple of pages here highlighted. Maybe... Oh, we highlighted these because, well, this was... Okay, so the story is this was meant to go on the earlier show with all of those beautiful brand new fabrics and those vibrant sort of tutti frutti type bundles. And so we found this and thought that these would be lovely projects. And then I got carried away and we didn't actually show them. So nice. I like that. It does look like an art gallery painting, doesn't it? There we go. Lots of different ideas. The zippy pouch. Oh, this gives you a great step-by-step guide on how to put in your zips, by the way. If always a fail-safe gift, a zipped pouch. This is your weekend quilting booklet, I think we're calling it. $7.95. Over half the stock has gone. If you check out your baskets, please check out your baskets. Lots of you sitting with fabric and books and all sorts in your baskets. So we can't guarantee that we're going to get this back, even though producer Hannah is mounting a one-woman campaign to get that done. But we can't guarantee it. Depends. We'll soon find out if people listen to producer Hannah. Oh, controversial. Right. They are pretty turnips. I don't care what you say, look, they are nice. Can we have a look at my beautiful turnips again? There they are. Shall I unravel the whole thing so I can show you? So, producer Hannah says that potatoes and root vegetables should be kept in a bag because then it stops them from growing, you know, the bits that they grow and going green. So I think that this root vegetable based fabric would be lovely for that. $13.95 because they're really expensive to buy. Or a seed bag, seed packet bag, yeah. Or if you go to the market like I do to buy your fruit and veg, then you could go with this bag, this very same bag, make it into a nice little shopper. Line it in your purple and you're good to go. A bulb bag. Actually, yeah, you do have to keep some in the bag. But then also, you see, we've got lots of basil plants and things on our window. So it would look nice in a pot plant, which I think you might have mentioned earlier, Producer Hannah. Yeah. And when I got confused and thought you were making like shower caps for your plants. I don't know where my mind goes sometimes. So these are the 3 half-metre bundles that you're getting. $13.95. It works. A kneeling pad for your vegetable patch. You could eau de coat it, couldn't you? Oh, God. You know what? Ideas are just abounding. The chicken fabric would work for that too, wouldn't it? Yeah. I do like the chicken fabric. I like the fact that we put it with a sort of a rusticy gingham to give it that sort of good old rustic effect. Let me show them there like that. In fact, let me show you the full chicken beautifulness of this. Chickeny goodness. That sounds like we're eating them, doesn't it? Here we go. We're not, we're just sewing with them. That sounds painful. Here are your chickens. It's going horribly wrong for me this hour, isn't it? Yeah. $13.95. This is your country cream fabric bundle, 1.5 meters, half a metre of each. You're not getting just the chicks, although they are delightful. Who was it? I can't remember who it was the other day, because I said that I wanted to make Freddie a little egg basket, but then someone said that they'd seen, and I can't remember who it was, said that they'd made, or they'd seen made like a little tool belt, but that you put your eggs in. Amazing. You could do that out of this. I need to find that pattern. Either way, it's beautiful. Oh. Producer Hannah says, if you've got one of the Tilda books, you know, that do the toys and things, works a treat. These fabric particularly, because especially when you do the two-tone, or if you don't want to do like the inside of your ears in a gingham and then just have the plain on the outside, and then maybe you could dress it in chicken fabric. Actually, there is one of the books, isn't there, that's got lots of chickens and hens and things in it, and you could dress them in a chicken outfit. It's if you've got the books, then you know what they mean, but if you want the Tilda books, look on the website. Oh, apparently we need to talk about the green one. Oh, this sounds serious. What? Okay, because there are only 3 of them left. Producer Hannah, did you buy them all? Because I know this is your favourite. I know you really like that bundle. Here we are. This is your green ticking, your mint, fresh mint, and the silver spot. It's a lovely collection, really lovely collection. But there they are, $13.45 for 1.5 meters of fabric, NMGC 64. It's beautiful. Actually, you could. It's muted and fresh, but calm. It's a beautiful, but I can see why there's only 3 left. Are lots multi-buying on that one? No, just getting. Oh, lots of multi-buyers in different types of bundle. Does look nice with the chickens. Actually, it also works because you say I like purple and green together. It also lets controversially try it over here with my root vegetables. I think that works. That's lovely. Are we calling it natural garden? Root vegetables. Because look, you see, you've got the grey background there, which goes with the grey there. Green, green, purple, purple. Happy days. It is, clearly in my world, it's that easy to match fabric. That's green, that's purple, therefore it goes. But no, it is, because you've got the grey in the background there. I just think that's lovely. If you're going for 2, why not? Why not? Shall we go carrot? I want to see who this fabric is by. Is it a Joel Dewberry? It is a Joel Dewberry, but not in any of the collections that I've seen. I thought it was Joel Dewberry because it does look like those mosaic floors, Victorian tile floors. Okay, so it's Joel Dewberry in carrot, which is why it's called carrot, which is confusing given that there's another bundle that actually has carrot on it. But this is your carrot bundle because it's in carrot colour. $14.95. You get 1/2 meter of your Joel Dewberry, which still doesn't trip off the tongue very easily. You can't say it quickly. Try it at home. Joel Dewberry. Joel Dewberry. No, it's not any. It's not. Okay, showing off upstairs there, directed him. Apparently, it's easy for him. Okay. Yeah. Then you've got your papaya spot on. And then you've got, is that pumpkin orange? Pumpkin, papaya, and carrot. I do. Roll up, get your vegetables, fruit and vegetables. Carrot, papaya and pumpkins for you this morning. Roll up, $14.95 for a lovely pumpkin, papaya and carrots. There it is, DPGC 35. Yes. I like this. That does remind me of Moroccan sunsets. Oh, you're thinking Victorian house. I'm thinking Moroccan sunsets. Let's think Czech. Check it out. You could have a Victorian house in Morocco at sunset and that would cover it all. Job done. But it is a little bit convoluted, yes. Ooh, bit different, isn't it? Why do I want to say cheesecloth? What's a cheesecloth? Is that what you would wrap a cheese in? Or you strain it through? Oh, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of something completely different. But this is making me think picnic blankets. I think that's why cheese then came to mind. Yeah, we all like cheese here. We should have Sunday Cheese Club after work. We should just have like a little cheese platter. Who doesn't like cheese? Jay, do you not like cheese? Floor manager Jay, how can you not like cheese? Cheese enhances every dish. No, but that means that you don't like pizza. Very worried about. How can you live without cheese? We'll talk about this later. I'm concerned for you. Oh, hang on, you do eat pizza. Do you take the cheese off the top of the pizza? Wow. So, sorry, while we get to the bottom of Floor Manager Jay's cheese issues, this is a lovely bundle. It's called Turquoise Check and Yellow Fabric, henceforth will be known as cheese. $16.95, BFGC 56. Yes, I do like that. I love that turquoise. It's such a beautiful colour. No, one of the green left. Yeah. If you love the ticking, the spot and the green and mint, please grab it now. Please check out your basket because there is only one left. It's been super popular because it's very pretty. There it is. Lovely, lovely. NMGC 64. Okay, 4 of you have it in your baskets. Go, go, go! Check out your baskets. First one to check out gets it. Oh, it's become a competition. Competitive quilting, this is sounding like, isn't it? I'm going to put that to one side. Now, the other thing that always goes really quickly is the 27 spool box. Ooh, always. We always reorder this because it always goes really, really quickly. It reminds me of my attempt to put all of my spools in a Ferrero Rocher box. Or other chocolate. No other chocolate comes in a similar box, though. There's no point me saying or other chocolates that come in a similar box because no other one does. But it doesn't work because they just rattle around and they get all knotted. Trust me, I tried. So I was really happy when we got this because, look, in they go. You can even fit in the big fat ones. You can stack them up. And then if you're going on a workshop, you're on the train, junky train. I don't travel by train very often because that happens. Bakerloo line. Then look, they're still in exactly the same place. Whereas if you put them in your chocolate box, then I don't have a chocolate box. Can someone just eat me a box of Ferrero Rochers and then I'll show you? It doesn't work basically because they get all knotted and threaded. Go with this, and actually potentially less expensive than a box. There we go. Let's put that one back on there. Oh no, we did have a piece of white thread on the let me get rid of that. There was white thread on there. Perfect. They do stack. They do that so you can just, and then you can also see all the colours as well, which is perfect. You know which ones you've got where, and you are good to go. It's a lovely way. And also, if you don't go to your threads that often, maybe you want to have one for your embroidery threads, one for your general sewing. You can mix and match your threads. And we've got it in a smaller size as well, but 645. multi-buying of this already happening and fewer calories than a chocolate box. Don't eat the plastic box, obviously. Obviously. Here we go, there's a smaller one. Maybe you just want to take one to go off to workshops with you, in which case we've got a smaller one here. Here it is. $5.45 for your itty ditty 18 spool. It's not that itty ditty if you're still fitting in 18. So maybe this is a special thread box, or maybe you don't want to take the bigger box to your workshop or on your holiday or caravanning or wherever. Or maybe room just is an issue and you can only stack upwards. I don't know. $5.45. DVGQ73 is your code to grab that. Hooray! Back in stock. We like that. Producer Hannah, am I going to make the quickest bag in the world? Oh, we need to look at the spool rack that I've just put other spools on. Here we go. This is the other one. Maybe you like to have them all out. In which case, this spool rack is perfect. Nice. I like a good spool rack. $19.95 for 60 spools. Fits on most shelves. Do you know what else I discovered with this? I've got to show you. I'm going to take it just so you know. Is you can flick the legs and have them flat should you wish. So if you just, if you want, then you can grab those. And I reckon there are going to be some drawers that will fit in if you just want them flat, and then you just pull out the drawer. Yeah. Producer Hannah, I can't hear you again. Ah, there you go. Hello. So yeah, you could do that. Now, pull out the little legs, and off you go. It's really easy to assemble. Ta-da! $19.95. Really handy piece of kit there. Yay! World's quickest bag. Yes. Which fabric? Chickens. Okay, world's quickest. I better hope this is actually the world's quickest bag, hadn't I now? It could be the world's quickest bag if I am indeed quick with it. So it's not just fold the fabric in half and sew around the edges, although that would work. What we do is actually quite similar, to be fair. Pop your fabrics one on top of the other. Layer them up like so. Fold them in half. Okay. You can iron them first if you wish. We haven't bothered. Jay has. He's very hurt by that remark. I do apologise, Jay. They've been beautifully done. Now you can tell, look, there's your creases there. Now, you decide how big the bag you want to be. And get your rotary cutter, line it up at the bottom. So what I'm doing here is just lining up across the bottom there, so that I know that that's going to be nice and straight. Oh, let me just open up that. And because I've got the world's best ruler, and it goes with selvage to selvage cut in half, that has also cut through, because I've got a great rotary cutter that's cut through all 4 layers there. We pop that to one side. And then what I want to do, spin that around and just make this look. I'm going to take the chickens out. Take those to one side, and then I'm going to trim this so whatever size I want my bag to be, basically. These are great, really quick, easy book bags, or whether or not you want to just make one for a friend. Now, just bear in mind that when you decide how big the bag you want to be, you're going to be turning down a seam. So just think about what proportions you want. So these make great presents. In fact, I made one of these for Freddie's teacher for the end of term and put a gift in there for her. I hope she liked it. Now, the next thing that you do is get your chicken fabric and then cut your chicken fabric so that you're going to basically have a feature base to this bag. So again, line everything up so you know that you're cutting it straight. There are measurements, I'm sure, somewhere for this. But for me, it's like, right, how big is the thing that I want to give? Let me make a bag that is size appropriate for that. Then the next thing that you do is just move everything out of the way. Get your iron out. Whoop. And you want to press a quick seam. Now, if you had that ironing board that has the grid measurements on, that would be brilliant. I haven't got that to hand, we put it away somewhere. So just fold over a little bit there. And then, let me move that off so that's not on our cutting mat. Just fold over, and again, you know, and then on this side here, again, similar seam. There you go. Just iron along there, like that. And then, this is it. You can measure these precisely, or you can then just match those two up, those two edges, push down and iron into that, your base crease. Sometimes I just want to make something I don't want to measure or think too hard. You know, if you had a long day, you just need a quick bag. Bish, bash, bosh. Here you go. Okay, so now, get that out of the way. Pop that there. It's really easy because you open up, you make sure that you've got, yeah, that's my opening end. And then you put base to base. So where your base creases are, let me move that into the middle there, you just line up your bases and then you know that it's all going to match up beautifully. Okay? So that crease, in my crease, my base crease line there, fold that up. Now, what you want to make sure of is that you did line that up perfectly. Okay? Producer Hannah is intrigued, which is a good thing, I think. You can probably use this as a potato bag, Producer Hannah, because you could just put a drawstring top on. Would you like me to make your potato bag out of this? Yes. Here we go. Fold that back, and then just pop your pins in there. And this is just to hold that edge. Okay? Just along there. And on there. And then what you want to do is take your fabric and we're going to pop a line of stitching just along there. Super easy. Super easy. There we go. Let me just pop my pins in the right place there. Just stitch down the top there. This is where if you've got all your beautiful contrasting threads, great way to go. Oh, you'd use a grey thread, would you? Okay, that's Producer Hannah. You could do a funky stitch on here, or... There we go. Stitch just down there. And we are getting there. This really does not take very much time at all. Just be aware you will see those stitches, so if you do want to do a nice contrasting thread, do. And then down the other side. And off we go again. Where's my foot pedal gone? And what I like about this is that you get a chance to use your beautiful contrasting fabrics. You also are reinforcing the base of the bag because you've got 2 layers of fabric. So although you're not lining the bag and you're not getting that extra reinforcement from lining the bag, you have now got 2 layers of fabric underneath. Oh, look at this machine go. Now, I promise you the world's quickest bag. We are nearly there. Fold it the other way.
and then match up on your edges here. We're going to pin, just match up here so that when you have your seam going round. Now, if you want to, you can French seam this if you want to, which would mean that you would do this right sides first, so round, and then spin it inside out and do that. But in the interest of you watching me sew a straight line, we'll do it this way. All right, just, you know. This is just, so if, here we go. Start from, what I would say is, when you start from the bottom there, just fold in, because you've ironed this, remember, you've ironed that crease in, so just flip that crease up there and just pin that. So because I'm going to start there and work my way down. All right. You could re-iron it if you wanted to spend lots of time ironing, but again, you know, it's a fact that that's not the most exciting thing for you to watch me do, so I'm not going to. But if you want to, yeah, if you want to at home, then absolutely you can. And again, you know, if you're using this as a book bag or anything like that, a French seam is fabulous because then you've reinforced your seam as well. And then down we go again. Oh, so for Freddie's teacher, I used an Amy Butler fabric actually, or was it a Joel Dewberry? And then a teal, because I do like teal. It's one of my favourite colours. So I don't know if it's her favourite colour or not, but that's what she's got. And actually then I used a spot on as well. So again, all I've done there is just make sure that my corner is folded up the right way. Iron it if you've got time. And then off we go again. Just going to do a little holding stitch there so it's not going to go anywhere. And then, oh, it's really not going, it's doing it again. Stop it! There we go. And of course, I've done that classic thing of putting my pin in the wrong side of the fabric. There we go. And whiz down there. Sometimes you just need something quick and in a hurry. You know, you've forgotten someone's birthday, that happens. And you want to make it look like you didn't. Then this is the perfect one. And then all you do, because we're nearly done, is turn it inside out. If you want to box the corners, of course you can do that. But you see already, here is your bag starting to take shape. And then all you do is turn your top hem down. I would turn this down twice. Okay, so turn it down. It does look smart in this colourway, doesn't it? But you see, Producer Hannah, you could make this into a potato bag. You could just put a drawstring on now. You could have a shoe bag, however you want. Hang on, let me get the iron. Let me do this properly. Right, so. I've got 20 minutes, got loads of time. That's all right then. Again, if you've got one of our whizzy mats, I would just measure that. What I'm going to do is just try and match it the other side. Just open up your seam so that you're not getting lots of bulk on one. Does that look like the same length to me? Yes, it does. Spin that around. This is how things happen in my home. You know, sometimes if you just got, you know, busy lives, but you still want beautiful things, it's okay to do it like this, I think. As all of our experts probably just sit there crying at the corners cut here. And then, if you remember, Jennifer Taylor in the week showed us. She basically sort of showed us this technique, but for trousers, where you do the hems, where you do the edges, where you've done the seams, and you get those to the length that you want. Now, I'm going to spin this down again. Do you remember I said just think of the ratios that you want, because you're going to be doing in that double hem, and then just turn down again so that you get no raw edges around your top seam. So just going to, I don't know if you can see, if I do it like that, again, turn it down. I am covering those raw edges around the hem of my bag. There it is. And again,
do the other side. And if you iron those, is that about the same? Yes, it is. Then the bits in between, you can just press in place. So pull those like that, and then that turns it, and then you've got that turned down hem there. And the iron is doing the hard work for you. There, like that. Now we need handles. Yes, we do, which means that I need my turny tool. Shall I do gingham handles? Yeah, let's do that. It's all in the bundle, so why not? So again, just lay fabric down like that and trim your edges just to make sure you've got a nice straight edge. With the gingham fabrics and things like that, don't always believe that those are going to be straight. There you go, there's that. And then, how wide do we want these? About like that looks nice, doesn't it? A nice sturdy strap. There we go. Done. Right sides to right sides. Go from one end down to the other. Now you can do 2 of these if you want this to be a shoulder bag. If you are happy, or just nip off those selvages. If you're happy to just have this not as a shoulder bag, but just as like a handheld bag, an arm bag or whatever, then you can do that. I like to have a mixture. So again, if you're doing this, start from your center point and go down, your folded edge and go down. Because then if there are any creases, they'll just come out at the end. So there's nothing complicated, there's nothing difficult about this. The thing that would have taken me the longest amount of time I'm about to show you is now going to be super quick and super easy. Now, lots of you saying that you want the chicken bundle. Get it, it's fab. Here it is, $13.95 for your chicken bundle. It's called Country Cream. There it is. $13.95. So you've got that gingham in there. That classic gingham makes it that sort of farmhouse kitchen type feel, which is really rather lovely, I think. That's your country kitchen. Now, this is where normally I would be weeping because I wouldn't want to turn my handles. But that's okay, because I've got a way of doing that now. With my turny tool, I'll even keep it in a handle. So, find your end. You've got 3 different sizes, by the way, with these. Just slide it through. 3 different sizes. Pop that through. Pop the wooden thing in. Push it through. That is your handle turned. In fact, it's just so easy. And then because you've already got your pointy tool in there, you can just poke out those edges, which is really handy, isn't it? Now, and that's that done. Do we want this as a handle? Yeah, let's make 2 of these then, I think. So what I should have done, of course, oh, hang on. I'm going to turn that through again because I didn't get the width, did I? What I should have done is actually just get two widths and sewn them together, but I didn't. So what I'll just do is just measure that, use that as my guide. How wide did I do that? There. This is a real insight, isn't it, into how I just cheat everything. I shouldn't be showing you this. I feel like it's all the naughty secrets on how not to do it. I'm sure someone somewhere is weeping. There we go. But what I have done throughout this is kept to the same seam allowance. So although I haven't measured this, what I do know is that I will now sew it with the same seam allowance so that my handles will be the same. And again, I can just turn that really quickly. I mean, gosh, if I had done this and forgotten to measure out the next handle without my turning tool, I would absolutely cry. Jay, could you do me a quick favour, please, and just iron that? Thank you. You can just do it discreetly in the corner whilst I iron. Well, there's discreetly, and then there's just knocking everything off. Thank you, Jay. We know he's there. We know he's there. Okay, take that edge off, fold it inside out, and off we go again. Yay! And again, because I've just got that top point there, I will start from that top point, not from the two edges, because I'm just making sure as I go down that they are actually together. Now I've got 5 minutes left to do this. Ooh, it's like a time challenge, isn't it? Hang on, so I started this at what, past? It is the quickest bag in the world, isn't it? I think. Especially, well, you see, this is it. Because you've got the turning tool, that would take me a good 10 minutes to turn. I've cheated slightly because I've got Jay to press it for me. But otherwise, pretty quick going, isn't it, really? And again, starting at that top point again, because then if I haven't matched it perfectly, it doesn't matter. And these are all just the little tricks that I've learned from our guests. Again, oh, Penny says she's going to make my iPad stand from earlier. Brilliant, thank you very much. It's just one of those things. Most of us have tablets, e-readers, Kindles, all that sort of thing. You can put you make smaller ones for your mobile phone. And then just have that sat on your desk. Okay, so pointing out those corners. There we go. And then I'm just going to... What do I do with my pressing mat? Thank you. Let's have that. And... Do you know what else I do? You know, a lot of our guests have that incredible ability to sort of just manipulate the fabric and get the seams out. I don't have that. So I'm just going to do that. Now, this is made out of the country fabric. Details down the bottom there for you. And then just iron these out. There it is. Fab. Beautiful. Right, I'm just going to iron that. We can iron that handle better later. Right, thank you very much, Jay, for pressing that for me. Now, what I would just do is fold that end in on my handle there. And give that a very quick press. So that's going to stay in. You can stitch that if you want. Just try to, if you can, get it the same distance in. So just push down and fold it in. If you wish to top stitch it, but it's not important because if you get enough of a turn, then you're actually going to have that as a handle. And the same here. Turn in, turn in. And if you can, before you press this one, just sort of make sure it's the same length as the other handle. Okay. So you can make this would look lovely out of the purple turnip one. You can make this out of any of the fabrics at all. It's entirely up to you. It's just, it's one of those things that I think if you've got 3 lovely contrasting fabrics that all work well together, what can I do to really show those off? Well, something like this. It's
It's a good looking spring onion. Now, they are mercilessly taking the mick out of me upstairs, I just need to tell you. It's a good looking turnip. It is a good looking turnip. Everyone loves a good looking turnip. Just measure in from the edge. What I would say is you're going to top stitch around the top of this twice, okay? I'm just going to line the base of this up. So I've gone 2 inches in from the edge. That's my handle there. If you want to reinforce your handle and top stitch, then you absolutely can. But for me, for time, for everything else, I'm just going to do this. So this is, it's shortcuts, okay? I'm not going to say that this is going to be like the most perfectly made bag ever, but, and 2 inches again in. And again, I'm just lining this up. I can see my folded hem there. I'm just going to line it up with that. I'm not going to stitch all the way around, don't worry, because that's going to take forever. Well, not forever. Quick bag, make this one. So line that up, do the same with the other one, and there, that is what your quickest bag ever is going to look like. Out of your chicken bundle. It's all right, isn't it? But I mean, that could be big, that could be small, that could be any size that you want it to be, because you're not working to a pattern, so you're not getting bogged down with making sure, oh, it's exactly the same size, da-da-da. And because I would top stitch top and bottom where your hem is, so that then you've got your handles on there twice. And so that's why I say, where you are, where you've folded that fabric under on one of them, it doesn't matter, because that will then get caught up. And that will then be sewn in as well, because you do a nice, and you can use, you can see through there where that is. There we go, that's it. Now, if you are after your very first project ever, then, in fact, no, I'm gonna change that. Everyone should have this next book. This is How to Machine Sew. Move that back to one side. Thanks. Beautiful bag, says Hannah. Lovely. How to Machine Sew. Everybody should have this for the simple reason that it's a great how-to guide. It's really clearly put together. It's part of a set. I think there's a how to sew as well, how to quilt. But it's just, the photography is lovely. It's beautifully set out, and it shows you the anatomy of your sewing machine, your different feet. It even shows you how a stitch works, how a stitch is put together by your machine. And once you start to have that understanding, then you can start to troubleshoot. So if you ever get the tension wrong, it starts to show you why that's happening. So you can start to understand the anatomy of your stitch, when it's working right, when it's going wrong, and which bit is responsible. So that's your perfect stitch. This here is when the top stitch appears too loose. And this one is when the bobbin at the bottom is too loose. So it shows you then which one you need to be paying attention to. Your different types of scissors, your different types, when to use. Basic materials, when to use them. You know, we might refer to things and they've got different names or whatever. It's all covered in here. Techniques and projects. It talks about your stitching. And most basic models will have a few different stitches on there. When to use it. You might have heard us say about a satin stitch. You might not know what a satin stitch is. All covered in here. And then it gives you your little project. Work your way through. They're lovely gifts. That green ticking bundle would look lovely to make a pot holder out of. Hems and mitered corners, all covered. All covered, so that you can then do that. So then you can make your napkins and your place settings. You can do that. If you're going to use the turquoise bundle to make some lovely tableware, would look lovely. Seams, talks you through all your different types of seams. Strip quilts, the easiest quilts to make. Bindings and pipings, so how we're finishing these things off. So then you can do your oven glove. All in there.
And that's your drawstring bag. So if you want to do your potato bag, like Hannah was talking about, there you go. That's drawstring bag and store your potatoes in. How to machine sew. There we go. One last thing to show you is, of course, the circle cutter, because we've had it out. Oh, it's over there. There we go. I'll put it over here. Here we go. We bring this out a lot because, firstly, I love it. Secondly, it's the quickest way and the easiest way to get a circle. And it's just fab. We've got replacement blades for this. So here's how they will be coming to you. There's your replacement blade. There's your... It's a serious piece of kit, isn't it? That's your circle cutter. That's your blade. If you want to cut paper circles, things like that, template circles, then you absolutely can. Just get a separate blade. And I would just keep one anyway. Just keep a spare blade. So get your fabric, fold it in half. If you want to make a circle, of course, if you want to do a semicircle, absolutely no problem at all. And pop it on here. I can see from here that I've got my cross hatch there. You can put that in the middle, pop it wherever you like. I've lined that up for my fabric fold line on there. Okay, take out my blade. Now, this only activates when you press the handle down. Otherwise, the blade is concealed. You can't see it in there at all. So when it's activated, that's when the blade appears. You can see these two knobbly bits here need to sit in the grooves of the circle cutter. Let me show you. So pop the grooves in, wobble it about. Does that move? No, that is in the grooves. Press down and begin to sew. To cut rather. There you go. Now, oh, I've got a thread caught there. But basically, that will give you the perfect circle. I've just caught a thread there. Every time, it's just gonna make it so easy to do all of your circles, which is just an absolute joy. You can do them in different shapes, different sizes. It's all there. Now, your rotary cutter replacement blades are obviously important to have. So it's like any replacement blade, you should always replace your blades. These are for your 45mm rotary cutters. Here they are. And you're getting 3 in there. And I think that's what, $7.95? Yeah, $7.95. They come in a little case, so they are safe. RPGQ 41. 45mm, $7.95. There we go. Right. So grab your items that you want. Enjoy using them. That's the joy of it, isn't it? Is absolutely enjoying using them and have a good old go. Now, coming up tomorrow, I believe, is it John or Amy tomorrow? Oh, it's John, and then I think Amy's in later on in the week because I've got a little bit of time off because it's school holidays. Woohoo! So here we go. Country contrast pillow at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. we've got quilt as you go. 10 a.m. pretty versatile bags. And then you've got your vintage fabric finds coming in at 11 o'clock. There you go. That is with Jennifer Mills and John. There you go. Grab your circle cutter. Get making your circles, get cutting, have some fun, make a bag, make whatever you like. Just make it with beautiful fabric. And I will see you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.